They can tell us if it's all if it's all if it's all salmon.
It's what?
If it's salmon, you know.
Oh, salmon. Okay.
Yeah.
Damn it, salmon.
Alright, turn on the music. Hello, everybody. Can everyone hear me? Strange Man said yeah.
Oh shit, we have a strange man in chat.
We have this.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, man. Exactly how strange are you? That's what I'm wanting to know. Just let us know if the audio volumes are okay. I've got, on OBS, mine is quite low, and then Gil's is quite high, because it's really weird for some reason, but, yeah.
Yeah. I'm drinking tropical flavor soju. It's really good.
Oh, I see. I'm drinking coffee.
It is like afternoon there, right?
Yeah, it's midday here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Alright.
International stream.
Exactly. Oh, I better post this to Twitter, shouldn't I? Everyone can see. Watch me post to Twitter. Oh, actual Sword Dad posted. I'm gonna hit that a like. Not actually read it yet. Anyway. Hey,
He calls himself an actual sword dad, but he's like not actually a sword. He's a human being, so it's fucked up.
Just going over old edits and
the first thing you see on Twitter is a fucking Tom Scott
meme. Yeah. And hang
New
out.
Tom Scott
Come join, please. Let's be buds. I'll paste a YouTube video link. No, not Amelia Watson vibing for 10 hours. I need my stream.
True.
I mean, that would be nice anyway. Share.
Yeah, that is true. I have not met you. Next year, though, when I go to AN, expose you for the fucking coward you are. Hey, Igmath. Hey, Tao. Dreamcast. Man who made a really good Digimon AMV.
What the fuck is wrong with you? Chill!
It was a misinput! Calm down! You calm the fuck down!
He's also Brazilian, I think, or something.
Are they? Oh.
Something like that. Latino. Alright, welcome to the stream. We're gonna view
yeah, Jaden's just gonna browse my Twitter feed. Yeah. No, that's so good. Alright, cool. Someone just pointed out my DMs were visible.
Yeah.
Who cares? I got nothing to hide. It's my Facebook you have to
I know you have nothing to hide because the last one says me, and we haven't DM'd in like months.
Yeah.
Yeah, August. And that was like the first DM I got this year.
Let me just check out the stream sounds. Oh, I know that'll come through on everything, won't it? Yeah. How's everybody doing?
I'm good, thank you.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
How are you, Jaden?
I am...
On this Wednesday afternoon.
I am well. I'm very tired. But I'm well.
See.
I think because the night before I didn't get much sleep. Last night I had the opposite. Too much sleep. Music's at nice volume? Alright, sweet, cool. Well, it's a 10-hour loop, so if it gets grating, I'll change it, but...
Yeah, it's... Well, we'll stream for 10 hours, so
yeah, there you go, we'll finish the whole thing. We'll get to the entire ending of Amelia Watson vibing for 10 hours to the Superliminal soundtrack. Alright. Okay. Alright, just looking. It says there's only 5 concurrent views, but I can see that there's more people in the chat than that, so YouTube's lying to me. But anyway, let's cover what I'm gonna do today. I've did this similar stream a long time ago. Like, let me just have a look. I think it was about like 4 years ago. Fuck, yeah. Almost, holy shit! Nearly 4 years to the date. 'Cause
Cool.
I did a similar stream on November 15th, 2018. So nearly 5 years to the date. That's
Goddamn.
crazy. Nearly 4
Was
years
I
to
there?
the date. Yeah, you were there. You and Joe were there, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah. Shows you how good a person he is.
Uh,
Brilliant co-host. He's not up on the TheCynicClinic law. I shouldn't even allow him in the channel.
for real. I mean, I was there. I do remember the 2 draw streams.
Yeah. No, anyway, yeah, fuck. November 15th. Oh, that's funny, because it's my sister's birthday. I must have been like, hey, fuck you, bitch. But, no, so basically, what I'm just gonna do is I'm just gonna go
It's
over...
over 15 years, so.
Yep. Well, not where it counts.
Uh,
For my sister, at least, anyway.
Southern Hemisphere motherfuckers.
Yeah, but not for my bloody... It's nothing to do with the Southern Hemisphere.
That's true.
It's
It's time zone.
It's time zone. If anything, it's the Eastern Hemisphere.
Not true.
Yeah, but anyway. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of break down, go over old projects, like how I did it. Oh, is it capturing my cursor? Can you see me moving
don't.
my cursor around?
No.
Okay, hang on. I gotta go into settings and mess with that.
By the way,
above-
you might want to set up a low quality stream on Discord so I can actually see what you're doing in real time.
Yeah, no problem, man.
Because otherwise, I'll just be reacting like the Twitch chat
Yeah,
or the
yeah.
YouTube chat.
Oh shit! All right, and I'll do 15 frames a second.
Alright, that works.
Yeah. All right. See how we go with that. Now I have actual internet, should work. So yeah.
Cool.
People in chat. Okay, you can see it. Okay, that's good. Good. Okay, yeah. Because I had the settings on. It's just for some reason on the preview it's not showing up. Anyway, doesn't matter. So yeah, I'm just going to go over how how I did particular shots, how I did this. Anything that was seemingly easy or things that were seemingly difficult. Whatever. Just see how we go. So if anybody has any questions, like, oh, how did you do this in this video, or
Yeah.
what's your favorite beer? Just ask the question. And we'll figure it out as we go along. So I'll start with the most recent video because that's what's already on my hard drive, and then we'll go from there. I have all of my project files of every video I've ever edited up till like 2016. So I can even go as far back as that. Before that, I used to have them all, but then one day my house got struck by lightning and my computer was fried, so I lost everything.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, but before that, I have all the project files, so I can do it. They might not all work, but how did you do the thing when you did it? Then I saw you did that. That's a good question, Try. I'm going to answer it right now.
Fucking great question, bro.
Yeah, so when I decide to do things, I first have to think about what that thing is. And then when I've decided what that thing is, then I do it.
Oh shit?
Yeah, I hope that answers your question.
For real? I thought that was a lost art.
Yeah, the lost art of things.
Them
Nancy
things
Pelosi.
be thangin'.
Nancy
I tell
Pelosi and I
you
never
what.
saw eye to eye, but them things singing, I tell you what. Alright. Let's get started then. Okay, so yeah, here's the most recent video. The
Lightning story is a real one, Eggmath.
the lightning story is a real one, yeah, my house got struck by lightning. It was back when I edited my Ghost in the Shell video, and I had to almost completely redo it.
Yeah. You do live in Raintown, so it's not that surprising.
Yeah. It's a whole thing I don't want to get into anyway. But yeah, okay, so yeah, we'll start with this one. This was the people don't know how to talk about animation. No, it's not. Yeah, this is this is nobody cares how many anime you've seen. Yeah. Sorry, I just
Mal
rewatched.
Project.
Yeah. So, people, yeah, I don't name my files very well. I will go into and show you where, I need to clean up the folders too, but, one of the last things I do is one of the last things I do when I make a video is decide on the title. It's almost always the last step. And so before it, when I'm editing on the project, I almost always call it something like how I have here, where it's just called Malvid or Mal Project, because that's essentially what I was thinking about when I made it. You know, so there's always a congruency between the two. But yeah, this is the Mal Video Project. People don't know how to talk about animation. Particularly tricky bits in that. Need to clean up the timeline a little bit. I guess first I'll go over how I actually edit. Now that I use myself as a recording, I actually record myself. So I always put the video file itself into its own pre-composition here. It's not called pre-composition in Premiere, it's called a nested sequence, but I'm mostly an After Effects fella, so yeah. If it's just me on this setup, it's usually not that bad. I could probably even get away with it, but I do it this way for when I'm doing it, but actually I found out a way I can do it. I think I showed you, Gil, that gets around it, but I still like doing it this way because it's nice just to have it nested. So almost always the first thing I do with this kind of setup is the way my lighting works is that the light over here doesn't exactly fully coat the wall. So if you can see here, it kind of starts to fade and get duller and just the regular color of the wall. So the first thing I always do is I just grab this graphic layer here, and actually hang on, I got them set up on a couple monitors. Let me go to there we go, so we can actually see it. I have it set up in a way that it spans across both my monitors, but I forgot you won't be able to see it if I have it like that, so I'll just do it this way. But yeah, so the first thing I do is I just make a shape with this color, a color that's similar to the wall, and then pop it on the overlay so that I hide it and makes it look like the whole room is actually properly lighting.
Do you want to quickly go over do you want to go over your raw footage?
My raw footage?
Yeah, like when you actually record everything and then cut it together.
Yeah. Oh, like how I do it?
This file right here, right?
Yep.
This is already, you've already picked all the cuts. This is what you want to use, right?
No, this is the raw file.
Okay, that is just the raw.
So if you look at here, this shit is an hour and 3 minutes long.
Okay.
So this is my raw file, yeah. And
so it includes fuck ups and everything.
Oh yeah. I can play a bit of the raw file. If anyone wants to have here's a sneak peek. I'll play a little section. I'll play you a minute of what it's like for me to actually record one of these fucking things.
Yeah.
And if I see the phrase,
I have no idea what you're
unlike
saying, by the
other
way, 'cause I
mega
don't know
shows,
you.
one more goddamn fucking time. Oh, sorry. Took my medicine. I'm okay now.
That was a very mouthy.
There's
the
nothing
one
wrong
you
with not
included
being
in the real
interested
video,
in the
like
genre, or
very
conversely,
mouthy.
with a
you
newcomer
said,
giving something in an unfamiliar genre a chance and giving their thoughts.
You just you sucked.
There
it.
is nothing wrong with simply not being interested in a genre, and conversely, there's nothing wrong with a newcomer watching something in an unfamiliar genre and sharing their thoughts. But my point is, anime is a rich, broad collection of some genres and trends that unless you have a perfectly balanced portion of watched genres, which is very unlikely, no high number is going to be high enough to make you an expert on all of them. But my point is that anime is a rich, broad collection of subgenres and trends that unless you have a perfectly balanced portion of watched genres, which is unlikely, no high number is going to be high enough to make you an expert or something. But my point is, anime is a rich, broad collection of subgenres and trends that unless you have a perfectly balanced portion of watched genres, which is unlikely, no number is going to be high enough to make you an expert on all of them. Especially when that number itself is ultimately incredibly untrustworthy. Especially when that number is ultimately untrustworthy in the first place.
But yeah, that's what me recording looks like. And actually, that's actually in a bad stretch because I I had a pretty good run there where I nailed them relatively on the first or second take. There are some stretches that take me fucking like 10 reads before I'm even happy with it. Let's see if I can find. Yeah, this looks pretty good here.
In case of the first series, most of the back half is straight up filler and therefore skipped. In Shippuden's filler, episodes and arcs are frequent and wild. In the case of the first series, almost the entire back half is completely filler and therefore skipped. And Shippuden's filler arcs are frequent and fucking wild.
No, I can actually nail that too. And take my word for it. As you can see, for what was, I think it's 17 minutes, it took me an hour to record it. And actually, this is just, I did a re-recording, I did a reshoot as well. So, if I go to, yeah, the supplement, that's perfect. That's great there. Here's how I can show you how I do the green screen stuff, right? So, how I do my green screen stuff is, first, my green screen isn't wide enough to fill the whole panel. So I always have to make a mask.
Yeah.
To cut out the corners here. Because it's just not big enough. And normally I don't really move outside of the parameters. So it's all good. And so I just make this mask here. And then I do my color...
Why when you open the green screen footage, it was just like your fucking mouth.
Yeah,
like
yeah. Yeah, because I was doing the... That's how I did my transition.
Oh, okay.
Hey, you got games on your phone? So, yeah, I do my color grading, and luckily I didn't have to do much grading here. But what I always do is I always boost the greens. Because when I record them, they're a little bit flat, so I always have to just go in and... I've gotten better at it. I used to have to boost them a lot, but now I can get away with just doing it like this, right? Basic question, what camera do you use? I use a...
Panasonic Lumix G85.
Thank you, yeah. Yeah. I forgot, it was G80, I couldn't remember it was G85 or whatever, yeah. Panasonic Lumix G85. It's a solid camera. This is what I use. Yeah, Panasonic G. It's a solid camera. I used to have, and I still do. I just don't use it. I had a Canon 6D, which I got from a friend. Although mine didn't have the flip camera, which was the flip screen, which was really annoying. So I had to just kind of trust it a lot. I got this camera because I needed something that had 4K, because as I decided to start recording myself and using that footage as basis, I needed to have 4K so I could, punch in on the zoom in on myself and not lose any quality.
Yeah.
And also I was looking up, it has a bunch of cool features, and yeah, it's not a bad camera. Yeah. So yeah, anyway, yeah, so I boost the greens so that it's green screenable. And then I just do the green screening in Premiere because it's such a big footage, such a big file. If it was something smaller, like if I was just doing it for one shot, I would definitely do it in After Effects because the key light,
After Effects key stuff is a lot better.
it's a lot better, and you have a lot more
Yeah.
things. But if you're doing it across this whole thing, and usually what I'm putting myself over is not that complicated anyway, I just do it in After Effects, which when my hair is a little longer like it is here, you know, you start to lose a little bit of detail like in there. It's not too bad now that I look at it. But yeah, you can see
It's
it.
pretty good, yeah.
It's fine. It gets
You
the
see
job done.
a little green around your finger.
Yeah, and like when it's motion blurred,
And-
it's not amazing. And around my hair, it's a bit sharp or whatever. But yeah, and you always have to make sure when you're doing green screen to keep going back and forth between the composite, so you see what it looks like, and the alpha channel, so you can see what actually is going to show up. Because you know what tends to happen is like something like this, right? Like it defaults to say something like this, and in the composite, you can't see that, right? Because it's so dark. But then you put it on the alpha channel and you realize, oh no, there's all this grain over the top here. So it's always important to check the alpha channel. So yeah, I do that, and then what's this one? Oh, then I just do another color pass on the top of here on this adjustment layer. I work in adjustment layers a lot. I just find it an easy way to work. I remember I worked with a guy doing some freelance stuff, and he was appalled at how I do things in many multiple layers. He likes to do it all on the same layer, and I'm like, oh, I don't know, man. I like to be able to easily turn things off if I need to. Thank you, Mr. Felipio. I don't know how to pronounce your name, but thank you. I like this turtleneck. It's a shame I live in a country where I don't get many chances to wear it. But...
I mean, you could have just stopped at "You look sexy."
Yeah.
Qualified needed.
So yeah, I do it that way. So that like I just have it all, and then another way I do it in this nest, right? Which means that when I cut it up, I can just here I'll show you what I mean. P80, so that will be in the merge those two folders together. Actually, that will be in the. I think it should be this one. Yeah. Yep. So now this way I can just put in the whole sequence like that, as it has been already done, and I can just like cut it up how I would want to cut it up. And that's another thing, as you can see, like I make all my base sequences 1080, whereas the footage itself is 4K. So that way you can see this is the full resolution when I whack it in. Oh hell yeah, perfect frame. But yeah, now this way I can, it's only at 50, so I can punch it in, position it where I want, and I don't lose any quality. Yeah, I don't know, try it. Like, he just was like, he wanted to have everything, like, stacked on one layer. And he liked to work in this, and I did learn something nice from him, which is that, when you've got a clip, you can't do it on this because it's a pre-composition, but, like, if you work on a clip here, he likes to work in the source, putting all his effects onto the source file itself. Is something really handy, which I've noticed. I'll go. I think I went.
Game changer.
Yeah, it really is. Not for my. I have my ways and I like it, but let's say, for example, just do a quick example here. Let's imagine I had cut everything up, and everything had the same. Everything had the same color correction on it. But then I decided, no, I want to mess around with it, and actually I want it to be, like Giga Blue, right? This is just obviously just for example. This looks like shit. But I decided I wanted it to be Giga Blue, but I've gone through and cut everything like this, and so I'd have to copy.
You're the editor of Twilight.
Yeah. Versus the editor of Dune.
Or, I guess, Go Jesus, for that
Yeah.
matter.
Oh, shit, he said.
Motherfucker likes blue.
And so, yeah, you say he did it like that. Well, instead of putting the Lumetri color onto... But instead of putting it onto the base layer, you can go up to the top here to the source, put it on the source, and now it's on all of them. And if you change it on any, so say you go, nope, I want it to go back. I want it to be orange. then they will all be orange.
The annoying
So
orange.
it is a game changer. Hell yeah, dude. Just a little tidbit for any editors out there. But yeah, that's... Oh, shit, right. I forgot, because I put it on the source. There we go. So, yep, there's that. So that's how I, like, edit and cut everything up. And what I always do first is I do a pass... I first just do a pass of, getting all my, you know, the audio down pat, all my takes, everything cut up. And then I go back and I do a pass where I do, like, the...
To try to properly analyze the
what's a good example? Yeah. A pass like this where I, like...
profile. It also doesn't tell.
Let's mute it so you can see. I go, like, I do a pass then where I, you know, punch in, punch out. Basically, I try to get a version of the video where even if I had no other editing, it was just this footage, I could upload it and it would be okay. Like, where I just cut and edit, like, myself talking. Like, it's... hopefully it would be interesting and dynamic enough. And I do that because I inevitably get to a stage or editing where I have relatively large gaps where I don't have any footage, like, say, here, or at the whole end of the video. But I decide, one, I decide I don't really need to have any B-roll or anything like that on top of it. But also, I've inevitably gotten to a stage where I'm like, I just have to release this video, and so I do it. So I always do that pass first. And then this time around, I did a fair amount in Premiere. Like, a lot of, like, all that, like, anything simple as just a graphic like this I've done in Premiere. I have presets done up for, yeah, I have presets done up for, like, shit like this, where I have the drop shadow. Hard to see because it's very subtle here. If I change the color, you'll be able to see it, but... You know, I have the drop shadow, I have the wiggles, and then a time displacement too. And it's an important thing I do too, is I always time offset. I always time offset drop it. They use this effect called posterized time, because if I don't have this effect on and I have my wiggle effect on, it's you won't be able to see it because it's yeah, there we go. You see, it's way too much. Way too distracting. So I put on this effect and it makes it so it's just every third frame does it, which is much more easy. How do you clean white noise hissing in audio? There's a couple ways. There's a couple ways.
It kind of depends on if you mean like when you're talking or if there's just like audio in the background.
Yeah.
Do you hear when you're talking, or is it just background noise?
If it's just
changes how you would edit it.
Yeah, but if it's just like general white noise, I mean, there's always white noise. I can show you. I would do it in Audition. You can even do it in Audacity. Like, most of them have it, but I'll show you quickly. I need a piece of audio to use. I can just use the actual. Use the actual audio itself. Okay, I wouldn't be project files, be audio. Voice of. Oh no, that's the meme I did. Ah, no, right. It would be in the camera because I record directly into the camera. What if I did this?
You just have your lapel attached to the camera.
Yep.
Okay.
I need to get. I want to get a different audio recorder because the onboard sound system on the camera is not great. But
yeah, they never are. They're always like.
Yeah, but it's just for now I don't have one, so it's more convenient. All right, I'll turn off Amelia for the moment, so you can actually hear it. So let's see how bad the white noise is. It shouldn't be too bad, but okay, there's a decent amount. So you can see it's like relatively minor in here, right? So yeah, so this is as you can see directly out of the camera. You can see that there's just like this whole range here of the really high frequencies where it's just nothing, and that's better there's a quirk of the camera I have in particular where you have to put the input gain to -12, otherwise everything is incredibly blown out. But even then, yeah, still, it's not great. I'm eventually going to get a separate audio recorder, but it's like, I make do for now. So what you want to do, Tal, is in Audition, if you have it, you need to find a section where there's no talking. And so whenever you record, you should always have a section where you like, are silent for at least, like, maybe 10 seconds, but you don't need much. So let's see. Yeah, that's perfect. That's good there. And then you want to just drag out this so you have a thing. And you'll want to go to Effects. Where is it? I think it's Noise Reduction. And you go to Capture Noise Print. And so it'll copy this print here of the kind of audio. And then you want to zoom all the way out. Copy everything. And go Noise Reduction and Noise Reduction. Now, I've got a custom one set up, but normally the default is fine. It doesn't do it too much. And then when you hit apply, it'll do it to the entire audio, which, because this is an hour long, it's going to take a little bit of time, but it's actually usually pretty fast. And this will take the waveform that you copied, and it'll try to, like, subtract all of those frequencies from it. Oh, yeah, that's fine. And if you look now, you can see that there's a lot more black here. You want to be careful. You don't want to do it too much, or you lose fidelity. But like, it's best if the white noise is really noticeable. Like if it's a incredibly high pitched whine, you're best just to re-record it. But if it's just like general like background noise, like the hum of a computer, like the light hum of the computer fan, or just general room background noise, this does the job like pretty much perfectly.
I mean, I would say like if you can hear the white noise too much when you speak, so it's still present, even when there's like direct kind of input audio into the microphone, right? Then re-records, because like at that point you're just going to destroy your own voice.
Yeah, that's true. So
if it's just kind of like on the low end and also just like very, very noticeable, like when you're not speaking, then I think you could do this method. Or you can also just set up you could set up like usually in addition, you can do dynamics processing and then basically cut out any frequencies below a certain decibel.
Yeah. So I'll show you that too. Dynamics processing. Where is that motherfucker?
Under like just do effects.
Oh yeah. You apply it over the whole thing. Yeah. I like to work in the effects rack too, so I can make changes. But yeah, you can go to effects, amplitude, compression, dynamics processing, and then you can just like say if you know that they're all the high frequencies, you can just do like that.
Yeah. I just like play it for a second and see, like I play it when I'm not speaking and see like, where the decibels are, and then just cut it out completely, and effectively you just get really owning your voice, because your voice is going to be the only thing that's going to be above those decibels.
Very common to see people who have seen comparatively few anime, maybe only a handful on Netflix.
You can see it, but your voice is lower than that pitch, or than that decibel range, then you can just cut it and then it'll be gone.
Yeah, hell yeah, pirating, brother. But also, if you don't even,
I will never pay for Adobe ever.
But you can even do it in Audacity. Audacity has some. Skip. You can. Don't knock Audacity. Before I got this camera, I recorded all my audio in Audacity just because it was easier. But I'll give you an example. All right, I'll just record myself right now. So I'm just going to record myself right now so that you can see. Okay, and you can... that's only really blown out, but anyway.
Say you're gay, say you're gay, say you're gay.
Say you're gay. Gil, you're fucking gay. Okay, what the hell? Why is
yeah.
My mic is so boosted. There we go. Okay. Gil, you're the gayest man alive. Why is it so fucked? That's crazy. Hang on, let me put it down here. Gil!
Yeah!
Gil! That's crazy, dog. Maybe my game.
Like you're mad at
because
me.
I have OBS open. Anyway.
Yeah.
That's crazy, dog. Maybe my game. Maybe because... Okay. So you can see here there's I have some compression on my stream audio right now, so hopefully it shouldn't be that bad.
Hyper
But
compress the high frequency so you can get that sick radio voice. of
Hell yeah,
Joe.
dude.
That's true. Yeah, you want that golden radio voice.
yeah, so here you just record it's always good to do an Atmos track of just background. Generally, white noise is not too bad if it's just like background noise like that, but you can do the exact same thing you can do in Premiere as in Audacity, where you grab it and then you go to what's it called here? It's called, I haven't used Audacity in a while. What is it called? It's called noise reduction, and then you do the same thing, get noise profile, and then select everything. Effect, go to noise reduction again, and if you, and it's gone. Maybe because I have OBS, so yeah. For some reason, my mic's gain is crazy on here right now, but that's fine, whatever. But yeah, so you don't even need to, you don't need, Adobe is like, they trick you into thinking you need all of the shit, but except for After Effects, there are alternatives to everything. After Effects is the clincher, though. Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, that's a good point, is that, and especially if you, unless you have like music or other audio underneath, it's good to have a little bit of like room tone, because otherwise it can just feel like a little hollow. Because like when you talk to a person, there's the natural either room reverberance, or there's the like if you're outside, you hear the noises of outside. So you don't want to go completely silent, or if you do go completely silent, even if you want to get your audio as crisp as possible, it is a good idea to put like a general Atmos track underneath. Yeah.
Yes. The thing that like bad or new editors do, right? That's really bad is they just completely destroy all like 100% all room tone.
Yeah.
You want something. You want to like completely horribly silent, if for like narration especially, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
People also
Just
overly
yeah,
cut
the
out
VOD
the
will be
breaths,
up
too.
afterwards. The VOD will be up afterwards.
People overly cut out their breaths too, which I'm like,
Yeah.
this is normal when speaking. Like, I don't really see a point to.
Yeah. I don't cut out my breaths if I'm in the middle of
Like in the middle of words.
in the middle of words, yeah. If I'm doing it between
why would you do
sentences,
that?
I can, because my sentences when I write tend to be very long, and so I'm doing big. I sound like my
No, exactly.
my
yeah,
sixth
absolutely.
grade religion teacher, you know. Mr. Richards, man, that motherfucker. He always came in for some reason. It's really fucked to think about it now, but like, yeah, in like primary school we had religious studies, and we had Mr. Richards come in and try and teach us the Bible. He had a recorder, and he'd always try and play like gospel songs on it. But the motherfucker, I don't know if he had like goddamn like, I don't know, like emphysema or something, because like between every sentence clause he'd just be like. It's like, goddamn, Mr. Richards, you love God that much, huh? It takes your breath away. Anyway. Yeah. Do that. And then... yeah. Unfortunately, I'm not the God editor like Shabes here. So, I don't know how he did that.
Not good!
Yeah.
No!
Good thing it works for the bit, because it's so quick, because, like, the one I have downloaded, look how... It's pretty crusty, video quality.
Oh, yeah, it is, yeah.
I mean...
Like webcam in a dark room, so...
Yeah. Yeah, like, look at the difference between that,
when you're...
nice and crisp, and then just... I mean,
Hell
this
yeah, bro.
video was a while ago, but... And obviously we downloaded it through YouTube, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
man,
this...
I love that fucking video so much.
So-
Shapes goes goddamn off in that video.
So I used a lot of this effect in this video. I mean, I always use this effect, my kind of wiggling brush texture thing that I made. This time around I did a lot of it in Premiere. So normally I do it in After Effects. I normally do it like this. And I'd like doing it in After Effects because it's really easy. There's a couple ways of doing it. But the main one, the one I really like to do these days, is that you just select the layer itself. So the layer itself, which looks like this, right? It's just my wiggling brush textures. And then as long as it's on the top, you can just do stencil, in this case stencil luma, which means that only the white, well, everything that's in the white will be kept below it. So if I move this, say, down here, it doesn't work because this canvas effect is now above it. But it's really easy to do. It's just 1 or 2 button clicks, and it's like super intuitive and easy. But that means I have to put it into After Effects, and if it's just a simple image or graphic, and in this one I had a lot of like footage, I had a lot like this, where I didn't want to have to make After Effects compositions for every single one, so I did it in Premiere, but it's such a fucking hassle to do in Premiere. So to do it in Premiere, same thing, you need to have 2 layers. But you need to have, so you need to have the brush layer on top like this. So if I just turn this off, brush layer on top like that. And this one, there's this track matte key, which will use the track that's whatever you select to. So I selected the video 2, so this one here. But it's still kind of finicky because of how it works. So how it works is that it doesn't just apply it to itself, if that makes sense. I mean, it doesn't just like... So it applies it to itself. So I'll show you what I mean. If I shrink now this image down, the track matte shrinks with it. You see what I mean? Because in actuality, this is still the same size, but for some reason, like, it applies this layer to itself. And so it's really, really annoying. Because it's like, sometimes I'm like, oh, I want to, like, you know, maybe I was like, oh, I actually want to zoom in on this. It's like, I want to zoom in. It's like, well, no, it's applied it to itself. So then I'd have to pre-nest this image, you know? So it's really annoying. I hate it. There's a lot of things in Premiere where it's like, oh, it'd be better just to do it in After Effects. But then also it's like, then there's the added thing of all the dynamic length and everything like that. But yeah.
Yeah. Every file, every project is just like the tenuous relationship between, do I do this in Premiere or do I After Effects it and then have the dynamic link?
Yeah.
Or render it out and then have to then go in and render it out again.
Oh, this effect is cool. So this text wiggle. Oh, god damn it, Essential Graphics. I've never wanted to open you, not even once. So yeah, this is turn everything off. Yeah, just my text. Obviously, I just make the text. That's true, Joe. Most YouTubers don't have that dilemma because most of them don't know how to use AE. Hell yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
So I like effects. My approach to making effects is just to build small, tiny effects on top of each other, like stack them until they make a cool effect. So, like with my titles, right? I just have this text, right? It's just...
Which, by the way, that one of my favorite jokes in the video.
Oh, this one, the quantity was
versus Quaylog Chaos Witch. And the fact that you put Chaos Witch in parentheses as if that was important information to who Quaylog. Like, as if that's important in the context of quality versus quantity. Yeah, that got me.
It is, man. Yeah, it's very important. But yeah, so like I like to build like this, or it's like I design the text. If anyone knows the font I use, by the way, I have a font that looks like my handwriting, but I only use that if I need handwriting anymore. I just use Gotham, which is the font Obama used. Oh baby.
Me too, baby.
Hell yeah, it's a good font. It's a nice kind of like Helvetica type font. It's really nice and clean and simple. But yeah, I'll do that. And then I did the crop timing, you know, because I like things to, like, pop up timed like that, right? Because I think it just, it adds a little bit to it, especially if I do it in time with the music. And it's like, okay, while I'm here, I'll put the wiggle on. And you can see here is it has the the super wiggle, so to speak, you know. This time around I had a really weird thing where my posterized time, the thing that made it only do it every 3 frames, was fucking it up if I did it on the same layer. So I did the posterized time on a separate adjustment layer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was really weird. So yeah, but anyway, I do that. I put on the turbulence to make it wiggle. And then it's like, you know, I look cool if I glow it. And I like to stack glows, you know, so I just did 3 of these glows in a row. But then it's like, that's still not really doing it for me, so I just got this, grain, and it's really coarse grain, and I zoomed in on it so that, you know, it's quite visible. And then just set it to overlay. And so then it's, you know, it's subtle, but you've got like this, you know, this little grainy thing going over the top. Someday we'll learn Obama's last name.
Someone wrote Sheaf the Scaleless without the betrayer. I would be completely lost as to who he is. That's true, he did betray the dragons.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
He is also the Pale Drake.
That's true. But yeah, that's how I like to. My approach to effects is just to stack a lot of little simple ones on top of each other until something looks cool. Yeah. Oh yeah, this bit was fun. I gotta give Gil credit for this. When they're watching Netflix, Gil came up with this joke. Gil and Ghost, I should say.
Yeah. Well, well, you don't give me too much credit, because why I said, bitch, we're watching Pan's Labyrinth is because it's based off of you and your girlfriend.
My ex-girlfriend? Yeah.
So I just thought about, like, that scenario.
Yeah.
But her just saying schizo shit about
Yeah.
it.
Well, it makes sense. It's funny, too, like, to call, like, Pan's Labyrinth a magical girl show works, too. But yeah, that's a funny story. I had, in university, I had a girlfriend, and, she came over to my house once, and we were watching Pan's Labyrinth, and I had never seen it at that point. So I was getting into the story, and I could see in my peripheral vision that she was, like, trying to not so subtly, like, give me the hints that she wanted to, like I don't know, make out or fuck or whatever. And I was just like, I just ignored it because I wanted to watch Pan's Labyrinth.
Yeah,
but it's also
the
like,
which couldn't be off of it.
I was like, don't bring a masterpiece of a movie I've never seen to my house that requires attention to watch to make a movie you want to make out to. Also, why are you getting horny watching Pan's fucking Labyrinth? The scene where the dude sews his fucking mouth back together, that really turns you on? Nah, man. The scene with the guy with the fucking eyes in his hands? Oh yeah, that's making me all hot and bothered downstairs.
Oh, dude, you don't want the eye job.
Yeah. Then anyway, yeah, I like this bit, and I like doing this too because if you're this is like you know, these 2 pieces of stock footage are obviously you know. The full version plays out and he smiles at her lovingly, you know, but I was just like, if I cut it right here, like giving her the side eye, like he's fucking mad as hell. Yeah,
half turn, like the and then he gives her the dog look, you know, like the fucking dog eyes.
The side eyes, yeah. Hell yeah, dude. And so this bit before it, this was the last. This section here was the last section I edited for the video. Or the last major section.
Also in call.
Yeah, I was in call and Gil helped me. Gil, Ghost, Sam, and Moomy supplied the anime images that are in the background here.
Oh god, the fucking furry! No.
The furry?
The fucking Sailor Moon cat.
She's
like has like. Just anthropomorphic for some fucking reason. It's real screenshot. I've never seen Sailor Moon, so I don't understand the context.
So this one was holy shit.
Whoa! Eldritch God? What the fuck?
What the hell?
What the hell is that?
What that AE Dudo? Is it all of it? Holy shit! Gonna make some QR codes. All right, I'm gonna restart After Effects.
What the fuck was that? I've never seen. That was horrifying. Fucking the god of fucking Bitcoin just hacked your fucking After Effects. What the fuck was that?
I think it was maybe AE gets wild sometimes, man.
Fucking wired. God damn.
Yeah. Fucking lane OP. There we go. All right. Here we go. Oh yeah, you can see too. So normally, when I do projects for like freelancing, I'm rather strict on folder structure because I consider the possibility that someone else might have to come along and open this and might, need to go around and find it, right? But when I edit shit for me, I don't care, and so I just name it with stuff that I know where it would be. So you can see this composition is called More Animir. And only I know because it's like, yeah, don't do shit like that. So this was fun. This was fun to make. The base of this. This is a still shot from. Yeah, so that's the base. That's the base image. I think this is from the Trigun video. I need an image of myself. And then I was like, I was obviously trying to do.
You look so reasonably like, you just look like a normal dude.
Yeah, I'm just like a guy here. Yeah.
How you edit it just makes you look like you're going to kill someone. Like.
Yeah. So this bit was obviously a.
You're still the viewer.
Yeah. This bit was obviously an Ava reference. Even Gillian reference. So yeah, again, like I said, the first thing I do, I always boost the green, so it's easier to key light. And then I didn't worry too much, because I knew I was going to make it black and white. I didn't bother too much perfecting the key, because it doesn't matter, right? And then I used an effect that I really like. I use it all the time. It's called Threshold. And that's how I get.
Why are people saying I'm the GOAT? What the fuck? Bless Gil. Gil's the GOAT. Huh?
Oh, because you helped me come up with the shit, maybe?
I guess.
Yeah.
Alright.
Damn, I edit and name my comps based on the time they're in the Premiere file. I couldn't do that, Joe, because, like, I don't edit linearly at all. I cannot do it. I have to go on, I just have to go with what I have the motivation to edit that day. So if I did that, like, the times would get out of whack immediately.
I do, though, so thank you for the idea.
Yeah. But yeah, this effect, Threshold, I really like it, because it turns everything either white or black, like, purely.
Oh, shit, Sour. Hey, Sour.
Hey, Sour.
Sour recently came back to uploading videos after, like, 2 years.
Hell yeah. So it's a cool effect, especially if you want to do some, like, obviously the way that it goes based off of luminance value. So because of the way I've lit this, it happened to be that, my eyes are completely in shadow because I have deep eye holes. But yeah, I really like this effect. It's cool. So
oh yeah, baby, you got deep eye holes.
I did a fill because I made a simple choker. What's that? And that's just a wiggle, right? So I did that, and then this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I can, and then these are all the.
Oh, you're under arrest.
Hell yeah, dude. These are all the anime screenshots that we put in there. And then there's one, well, almost all anime screenshots.
Yeah.
There is there it is.
No one got that. There's no way.
Well, it's too fast. It's too obscured,
Unless they literally went frame by frame in the video, looking at every single frame. That's the only way possible they would see that.
Yeah, I do wish I did put the like half a second of the Better Call Saul theme in the beginning.
Yeah,
that would have been really
Well, it's
funny.
just too fast.
Yeah.
Because you would have had to do like literally a frame of audio.
Yeah. Boring.
And so
Yeah, because each one is only 4 frames long. Yeah.
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 Yeah, Golden Kamuy is great. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't start watching because I eat grass though. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Tries extending this goat bit.
Hell yeah, dude. And then yeah, that's about the effect, and I just got the red from the Ava, and I almost always try to put some kind of like grain or I don't know those two. Yeah, I almost always try to put here some grain or like some texture over the top, because I feel like without it, it just kind of looks a little, I don't know. Especially for this kind of effect, it looks too clean. Like, sometimes you want clean, right? But for something like this, where, like, obviously, this is kind of a horrifying thing anyway, it's like, obviously, there's, like, the grungy texture over my face, everything like that. I always just feel like I have to put some kind of texture over the top just to tie it all together, you know?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Real quick, Gumanku, are you okay, by the way? I know a missile hit Poland. I know very off topic, but just want to ask if you're all good. Probably finished reading.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah, anyway. Oh, Joe, I told, this is something I only found out recently doing this video. And I showed Gil, but, there's another game changer in After Effects. Do you know about this? Hang on, where did I do that one? Yeah, more Animeter here. Let's just do it with 10, because that'll be... Yeah. So
Let's go screenshot.
So Joe, you know, like, if you want to, like, stack things, right? Like, if you want to have, like, these be in a row, you'd normally go like this, you know, you'd normally have to individually move them like this. And you're like, oh, man. Which, with just fucking 8 images, that's not too bad, but I had, like, 100 before, right? Well, did you know that you can just select them all, go right-click, keyframe assistant, sequence layers, and it fucking does it for you!
This shit was cracked.
I've been using this program for like fucking 12 years, and I only figured this out now, and I'm thinking of all the times I've individually moved them across.
All the lost.
Oh god.
Hours.
Oh man, I'm so angry. It's like.
Oh man, it really is a game changer, and they don't have it in fucking Premiere.
No, they don't. No.
It's actually where most of the time I would need it, but there are times in After Effects where I would need that.
Yeah. Oh,
hey, Shabes.
Shabes, the goat himself. Bro, you need to help explain. Because we're breaking down the editing, right? How did you do this, ma'am? Can you go over? Yeah, can you go over the process of how you made this? Yeah, Jake in Motion told me about that. Oh. Damn, the After Effects god himself.
Good Day
Yeah.
Tropical Soju, by the way. Very nice.
Nice.
I recommend it.
Oh, you know what's funny is I didn't want to actually like Google this, so this still image is just cropped from the Shapes video.
Oh! Oh, that is. You never would have guessed.
I didn't want to search it. I was like, oh, it can't be fucked. It's right there. I'll just crop it.
Oh, god damn, bro.
Yeah, it's funny.
That's awesome.
Hell yeah, dude. What else is there? What's this? Oh yeah, this is the Oceans video where I had to restrain myself. So this was a reshoot. The we're doing this on green screen because when I had done this, we recorded the video the first time around, I hadn't actually watched all of the Oceans video. And then while I was editing it, I was like, oh, it's probably better that I do. And I watched it and I was like, okay, there's actually a lot more to say about this. And it threatened to... The whole video threatened to turn into this because I had a lot to say. So I had to, like, restrain it to just the points I thought were salient to my overall point.
Yeah.
Because he does
it's a
some...
bad video.
Yeah, well, it's like... It's this idea of, like... For me, like, I didn't even really get into it, but, like, he didn't even, his girlfriend hasn't seen Naruto because she's watched an edited version of it. It's like if you've watched the theatrical cut of Blade Runner. You haven't watched Blade Runner.
Yeah, when you come into the thing, the media, a piece of media, right? And then you come into it with a version that's completely altered to fit the desire of someone who had no idea of what it was like to make it, you know? I don't know. I don't really trust Oceans, is his name? There's some weird
Oceans.
Oceans.
Yeah, the video itself is fine. It's the actual project, yeah. And they're such minor things, right? Because you cut the filler out, who cares? I don't really give a shit, right?
Just don't watch the filler. I don't really understand why.
Well, yeah, there's that too, but it's also like because they rearranged the scenes, the music, they cut canon shit they didn't like, and it's all minor stuff. It's like, yeah, Konohamaru isn't really that much of an important character, but he is a canon character, and they changed an ending. They changed the ending of Naruto so that Orochimaru and what's that motherfucker's name? The glasses cunt. What's his name? Kubota? No, that's the Pokemon. Anyway, that guy. He was like, oh, he changed their ending because he felt they didn't get justice or something. And it's like, well, that's kind of Stalinist. You know? Like, write fan fiction if you're not happy with it, you know? Don't present it to somebody. And I feel bad for the girlfriend because it's like... It's kind of like being gaslit because it's like... Oh, it's like, it's an elaborate lie. Oh, this is Naruto. It's like, well, technically it's not. And it's a minor thing. Obviously, it's a big accusation to say it's being gaslit, but it just doesn't sit right with me.
It's hyperbolic, but yeah, you just mean, like, you don't actually mean that she's being gaslit, but...
Yeah,
yeah.
Kabuto, yeah, that's his name, yeah. But anyway.
Well, the thing is, like, you know, she will probably never rewatch Naruto fully.
No. Yeah.
So she'll never actually fully... I mean, I'm sure she probably watched the video, I guess.
Yeah.
But she'll never really understand what exactly he altered.
Yeah.
Right? Because she'll never watch the original.
Well, also, I mean, she said this about something, so... And I think this was a canon arc, and to her credit, I do remember that arc being very boring. But...
Can you please skip this mid?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not even...
Yeah.
Grammatically, that's weird, too.
Yeah. My face went.
For real, yeah, for real. To be clear, so Analso, if that's how you say your name, Analso. You said so our director's cuts fake cuts. No, they're the director's cut.
Yeah.
The point of emphasis is that it's the director, the person who mostly led the project, most likely, right?
Yeah.
So, like, you could say you cannot like the director's cut. This doesn't mean it's the best cut or the penultimate cut. And oftentimes, like Blade Runner, for example, Blade Runner has like 7 different cuts. Blade Runner's quote unquote director's cut isn't even considered the best cut. It's the final cut.
Yeah.
Right? So, like, director's cuts sometimes aren't even the good cut, right?
Yeah.
Or even the cut that's even fits the director's image.
Well, that's the same thing with the Alien director's cut. He straight up said, no, the theatrical cut is my vision of the movie, but they did the director's cut because there is alternate material that they wanted to get out there, right?
Right.
So there's that, and then, yeah, that's the key thing, too, is that the director is the actual key personnel of the project. So I take issue with with him calling it, because... Ocean's called it the director's cut. It's like, bro, you're a guy. You're some
nothing
dude.
to do.
You had nothing.
You probably
to do
weren't
with
even
it.
old enough to work on Naruto.
Yeah. Joe,
Like-
I agree.
Like most likely.
I agree. The driving episode of Dragon Ball Z that's why I don't watch Kai, man. Just because fucking. Actually, the real reason I don't watch Kai is because the music sucks. But
I take issue with way too many things about Kai. Kai sucks.
But so, and that's not even so. I think it's just like, yeah, like there's nothing wrong with media deviation, and the thing I take issue with it is it's being presented as Naruto to somebody, and that this is what Naruto actually is. If it was like, this is my fan cut, you're free to use it, and that's good. But like it was being presented to somebody as the actual thing, and that just, I don't know, it feels a little disingenuous to me.
Yeah, it sucks. I mean, also some of the director's cuts worse than the theatrical. Donnie Darko is a classic example of that.
Yeah.
The director's cut just kind of adds pointless stuff to it and kind of makes it adds too much explanation to the film, right? Which
Yeah.
a large point of the film is, it's kind of like Twin Peaks, right? You don't want someone to come in and just breathe down your neck of like explaining every little thing, right?
I like
That's
the
why I
director's
like
cut of the butterfly effect, where at the end of the movie he goes back in time to when he was a fetus and strangles himself.
What?
Yeah.
That's a thing?
Yeah.
Holy shit. I've never seen the butterfly effect, so that's hilarious.
Butterfly effect is fucking awful, but yeah, I remember.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's the director's cut is kind of hog wild.
Holy
Okay, that's
shit.
Pog Champion.
It's like the Hitler dilemma, but yourself.
Yeah.
Like, oh, would you go back in time and kill Hitler? No, I'm gonna go back in time and kill myself.
Yeah, it's the presentation I take issue with. I don't care as a fan project. I don't mind because I mean, like, it's the same as a video game mod, But it's like, if you're playing a mod, yeah, you're altering experience, you're changing it. Maybe there's like, because not everything's perfect, and some of the things he did, I'm like, okay, I can see why you do that. That part was pretty shit, or that part was a bit iffy. But it's like, it's the presentation of it that I take issue with. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the main thing. I mean, like, I watched all of, like, quote unquote canonical and some non-canonical Bleach, at the end of 2020. And what I've just done is go back and watch through the quote unquote filler arcs, right? I skipped them because I wanted more of the narrative, right? I didn't want to take a whole, detour to another narrative that ultimately will have nothing to do with the other narratives, right? So like I just kind of watched straight through, and then I've gone back and watched it, and I do like some of the filler arcs. Like I like the Zanpakuto like rebellion arc or whatever, and the was it the Day guy or what's it called again? Anyways, the one where they like mirror the captains. Anyways,
Yeah.
those are pretty cool arcs, right? So like I haven't watched all of the arcs. I haven't watched the new captain Amusuke. I don't know his name. That one I watched that one, and I haven't watched Bount. Either of the two technically parts of Bount, but anyways, because eventually the Bount goes into the Soul Society, which is funny.
Oh right, that's from the Trigun video. Yeah, never mind.
But I want to be like, you should watch that and call it the director's cut, right? It's like I'm choosing how I personally view this property, right? This production, right? But to then go in and edit, I think the egregious thing is that he didn't just skip filler, he just edited actual episodes, which is like, what the hell? What?
Yeah, and it's yeah, there was a weird thing where he didn't like Jiraiya, especially he didn't like Jiraiya's perverted jokes, which he claimed was because he's an adult and he doesn't find such jokes funny. And I'm like, dude, you shouldn't be like lauding the fact you're an adult when you're editing Naruto to make it more palatable to your tastes. Like, like why are you taking that high horse there, right? And it's like fine to think like, yeah, you don't like the perverted jokes, that's fine, but like he edited out the perverted jokes by using dialogue from other anime that featured the same voice actor. And that's yeah, I was like, bro, that's yeah, that's,
what?
Yeah.
Like, that's actually absurdist.
Yeah, I was
That like this is not defendable.
Yeah.
Like
and
Stalin is. It's very Stalin.
Yeah, right? I was just like, that's fucking
Like,
And,
just remove the fucking person from the image.
And it's
Like,
all about it's all about presentation again, because like if you did like a if you're doing like a meme edit of like, oh, I don't know, like if you're doing like fucking like Mr. Bean in fucking Skyrim meme edit, right? And then you took lines from a different Rowan Atkinson project, that's fine, because you're making clearly a fan or like a meme project,
A transformative property.
Yeah, a transformative property. That's exactly
outside
it. Yeah.
of the thing, right?
Yeah.
But like, the thing is, and while yes, I'm not claiming he like lied to her that this is original art. I mean, I'm sure the video goes into that of she knows that, right? She knows she knows it's edited, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
Does he ever say that?
I can't remember. She might
I feel
not
like
know.
at some point. Ah, that'd be fucked. I just hope I'll give him the benefit of the doubt and say that he told her that he he edited or changed something around.
Yeah.
But either way, like, this is not a transformative thing. This is still just Naruto, but your interpretation of Naruto.
Yeah.
And you can't just interpretations are an important part of viewing and viewing art, right? In general, right? Media in general. But you can't just like cut out the things you don't like as a criticism. The point of your criticism should be, this is a thing in it, and I don't particularly like, and criticize it, right? You can't just cut it out.
Yeah.
Just completely remove it.
Yeah.
What the hell? That's so schizo.
Yeah. Also, it was the dub. I think that's the funniest part.
Oh.
Anyway.
I mean, whatever.
Anyway.
Fine.
Yeah.
Do you, I guess.
Yeah. Do here. That's fine. Anyway, back to the video. This was fun, the DBZ footage. This was twofold. One, I wanted it to look cool, and two, I didn't want Toei to ream me.
Yeah.
So this was an effect I learnt from your boy Ben Marriott, Australian After Effects aficionado. Shoutouts to my man. Where is it? I've done similar effects before, but like just build on it each time. Where I just have it in a sequence here, and it kind of has like a flash, and then CRT main. Where is it? And then you have this grid effect, which is like the CRT pixels, and then in the actual you do the CRT effect, and then each one is just, the blue ones are alpha channeled, and then the green ones are alpha channeled, and then the red ones are alpha channeled. You put them all together, it kind of makes a composite image, because that's how old actual CRT worked. And then just put another one over the top to give it a bit of shine. Subtitles. Pop on this optics compensation. A really annoying thing about Adobe products is that they have the same effects in both Premiere and After Effects, but they won't be named the same. So in After Effects, this effect here, the one that makes it like kind of like curved, is called optics compensation. But if I wanted to do the same effect in Premiere, let's say I wanted to do it on this footage here, then in Premiere it's called lens distortion. It's the exact same effect, so why is it named differently? It's the same effect, same fucking group of programs. Anyway, fucking Adobe, dude. It's so annoying. And then yeah, build the glows. This had a really weird thing where like the glow was much stronger on render than it is in like the actual thing. Yeah, it was weird. Anyway. Who's messaging me? Oh, my boss telling me to send in my timesheet. I should probably do that. What else?
You can't do, boss. I'm gaming.
Yeah, I'm gaming.
Gaming.
Is there anything else interesting? in this video. Oh yeah, this one was pretty fun.
Oh, these bits always fucking get me.
Yeah, that was the first thing I did for the video.
Is that it?
Power complete. No, that's that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Joe mentions it. Were you talking about the VHS effect being like the weird color?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
it probably is the.
Ah, right.
Cause yeah, you had it on half resolution, didn't you?
I think so.
It has had a problem with me too before, yeah, where I've had it on quarter or half resolution and it looks like fucking horrible. I'm like, what the hell's happening? Then change it to full, and I'm like, oh okay. Look completely different, but sure.
So yeah, this one's just a simple roto brush. And I think I did a key light as well. Yeah, I did a key light to remove the blue. Again, because I made it black and white, it didn't matter, but I just wanted to get rid of that so that it didn't appear on the yeah. And then I think what I do here. Oh, I just put a simple choker on it to make it even better. And then classic me, it's just called Comp 1, not even actually named properly.
Me for real.
And then this is just, yeah, it's two black and white. Whenever I
you don't know how many comps I have are just called gay sex.
Hell yeah, dude. So this is a tip for anybody. If you're ever doing black and white, a way to make it pop more is to duplicate the layer. So make a copy of it. And then to do overlay. And it makes just the colors pop that. And you don't have to have it fully. You can play with it a little bit. Let's see, maybe do it 2/3 opacity. Just makes because the human eye sees differences in luminance more than it sees differences in color. So if you just do something similar like this, it can just make things look a little bit more defined. Yeah. But that's what I almost always do if I do something black and white. I always do that. And then yeah, I had the text 500 behind me, adjustment layer to brighten everything up a little bit, and then grain, because grain makes everything better. Grain's also a good way to hide, like, so let's say if I wanted to zoom this up. You know, I'm losing quality, right? But if I whack the grain over the top, you can't tell. Because it helps break up the
Too much grain can also
too much grain
though, because
it can,
especially because of YouTube compression does not like a large grain.
Yeah, but if you're doing something like this, also like if you wanted to as well, like if you were doing like I've done this before, where let's say I wanted this. Let's say you want to use a cutout of somebody, like a picture of somebody. But you can only find a really, really low res picture. Then this is a great way, and if you layer time freeze frame, especially if you freeze the grain, layer time freeze frame. Especially if you freeze the grain, it can be a good way to make photos that are otherwise really low resolution, and you want to scale them up. It can be a good way to like help it look a little more nice when you scale it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done that a few times. Anyway, just leave that as is. Yep, cool. Alrighty, what's this? That's rude, to be honest, probably. What would you say is the best way to practice After Effects? I think my problem is I can never think of what to use it for. I always have to look up and copy something. Well, there's nothing wrong with copying something. That's what I do most of the time. I think it's just a case of you copy stuff enough that you build up like a mental repertoire of what you can like actually make. So I think
Yeah.
the biggest folly is trying to. So let's say you find a tutorial, right? Let's say you look up again, let's go to your boy. So I really recommend this channel. This guy's really good. I'll pause Amelia. This guy, Ben Marriott.
Pause Amelia.
Yeah, I got pause Amelia, yeah. So this guy's really good. If anyone's interested in doing After Effects stuff. But and he has all these ones here, like tips and tricks. There's even shit like again like that stuff where it's like the sequence layers where I'm like, I'll watch some of these and I'm like, holy shit, how did I not notice that? Or Video Copilot's good. The classic Andrew Kramer of VideoCopilot.net. Back at it again with another exciting tutorial.
Exciting.
Yeah. That's how he always pronounces it, dude. So this guy's good. This guy is like the OG. Like his stuff now is like kind of crazy, you know, but that's another good way of doing it. But let's say, you know, for example, Ben Marriott's probably more designed for, yeah. Let's say, I don't know. Yeah, let's say, let's pick this one, right?
In this video, I'm going to show you how to mimic a hand-drawn animation style with one layer in After Effects that you can apply over anything.
Yeah, so let's say you're watching through this video, and, you know, you're going through it all, and you notice he does this, turbulent displace, right?
To imitate the imperfections of traditional frame-by-frame animation. And we can add Boil with the effect Turbulent Displace. So let's add that to our adjustment layer, and we can see it's distorting our footage, but it's just too much at the moment. So let's turn the amount from 50 down to 4, and if we toggle that effect on and off, we can see it's added a slight wobble to our animation. But those distortions don't move, the animation just slides underneath them. To make those distortions move, we need to open up the evolution options on Turbulent Displace and add a simple expression to the random seed property. Random seed is a number that generates the randomness of the distortion. So if we change this number, so we get a new distortion pattern, and we want to mimic the effect of us constantly changing that number and scrubbing through it. So let's Alt or Option click the stopwatch next to random seed, and then type in the simple expression time asterisk 4. Now time gives the value in seconds of the time that has elapsed in this composition, and multiplying it by 4 makes it 4 times faster. This composition is at 24 frames per second, divided by 4 is 6. So this distortion changes every 6 frames, which I
So, they, like, let's say you're watching that, and then you take away, oh, that turbulent displace is a really nice little effect, and you put that away in your mental repertoire, and so then you use this, just the turbulent displace, on another effect, and then you've watched another tutorial which had another little effect that you go, oh, okay, that's really good, and then you combine those together and you have an interesting effect, and that's how I learnt it anyway. I think it's when you watch a tutorial like this, I don't think it's good to actually follow along exactly. Like, if I were to watch this and I wouldn't watch this and try to copy exactly what he's done. I don't think I'd gain anything out of it, right? But if you watch this and there's one little thing he did along the way where I'm like, oh, actually that looks really good, and then you take notes of it and you use it for your own actual projects. I think that's the best way to actually learn it, is to supplant or extract the useful effects from the tutorials that seem like they could help you, rather than actually trying to follow along the tutorial itself. I mean, maybe if you were just starting out with After Effects and you're really not comfortable with it, then it's good to follow along. But I feel like if you want to actually, because if you want to actually like use it for your own stuff, you have to actually just like, yeah, extract the individual pieces and use it, you know, use them as they go, and use them for your own actual things and what you actually want to make. Because if you just follow along, yeah, you've done it, but you've just followed instructions, you know. It's like cooking, right? You can follow the recipe, and yeah, you cooked it, but you can't really say you're a chef, you know? Because you just follow the recipe. If someone asks you to then to make something else, you have to look up another recipe, you know? But if you take a certain thing from that recipe, like, oh, actually, if I use these eggs, I cook the eggs like this, and then you're making another recipe. Oh, no, this is the way I beat the eggs, and then I use it for that. It's like that. Jake in motion goes through every effect. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, and some of the that's the thing. I think some of the most basic effects in After Effects are like the most powerful. Like again, turbulent displace. I basically put turbulent displace. Like anyone take note of that turbulent displace because I put that on everything.
Well, so for me, so I was also had this kind of aversion to like After Effects after using Premiere for so long. In this Death March video, which
Oh yeah, Creed.
Uh,
That's right. The Creed's greatest music videos in the.
the fucking Creed video.
Dude, it hasn't left my fucking feed since that fucking time, dude.
Well, have you taken it higher yet?
No, I have not taken it higher. Has
There
anyone?
you go.
Everyone's seen the music video for Creed's Higher, right? It's the funniest fucking music video of all time.
Oh my god.
I'm not gonna watch it. I don't want it to get blasted by yeah.
But yeah, I had similar version to After Effects after using like Premiere.
Yeah.
The main thing for me was like I realized there's things I wanted to do but I couldn't do in Premiere. So I just started learning how to do them in After Effects and started doing them after so long. I think what mainly it's kind of like the classic thing of how you get more comfortable doing something is you just do it, you know?
Yeah.
Is just figure out what you want to do in After Effects, learn how to do it, and kind of go from there, I think. That's pretty much it. And I've just learned how to do the things I do in After Effects are pretty much only the things I'm really comfortable with, and then every other step I have to like learn it, and I'm not comfortable with it, but like at a certain point then you learn it and then you're a little bit more comfortable with it, right?
Yeah, that's essentially how it goes, yeah. Yeah, like I'm confident with like motion, like I'm confident with like, animating text and and like like with the wiggle effect and brush effects and like the effects I use over and over again because those are my staples, but like and that's what I'm saying with like how I say I like to stack simple effects on top of each other. If you learn, say, like 24 very simple effects and how to use them in interesting ways, you can stack them to make all different kinds of things. Yeah, like Joe said, like where 85% of the time we're using the same effects and expressions just in different ways. Yeah. So I just posted some links to like that channel I was just going through, in your boy Andrew Kramer of videocopilot.net and Jake and Motion, the channel Joe recommended. What's for dinner?
Burgers.
Oh, delicioso. Yeah, like I've done, like for example, I've done hundreds of variations throughout the years of like this basic effect I have, right? Where I can some of the elements I can just copy and paste of where I have the canvas effect, and all I did to make this effect was is I took it's the same static image file, that is just rotated 90 degrees every 4 frames on a loop. It's the exact same image file, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I just rotated it so that it looks like it's a different but similar looking, paper texture. And then forever I have this texture I can use, right? I made it so long ago, I probably don't even have the actual file. And then same thing with like and if you make presets for yourself, that's something I recommend too. Because like if I go up by my presets here, I have a whole bunch of presets that I use all the time, like the boiling line for the wiggling of the line art and the like extracting the line art and glows and all these sorts of things. Where it's like if you make a preset for yourself, then you can just save time by like, because if you know it's an effect you're going to be using over and over and over again, like turbulent displace and that kind of thing, could just save a lot of time.
Yeah, I need to make some presets for myself.
Yeah, like everything that's happening here, like and like it's this is all simple stuff. It's just that's just opacity fading on. That's just a position keyframe. These are all opacity too. It's just they're all stacked slowly on top of each other. Like it's just a bunch of really simple stuff that's stacked on top of each other and happens in a sequence to make it look like it's...
I'll be back.
Yep, no worries, man. Enjoy your burgers. So, yeah, because I think people often when they want to learn After Effects, they're intimidated because they see people who do like all the crazy they see people do stuff like with with like rotoscoping and with like you know, like advanced 3D and particle simulation and all this kind of stuff. But it's like your bread and butter is going to be, you know, your bread and butter is going to be the transform properties. You know, it's going to be the position, the scale, the rotation, the opacity, and then, yeah, some of those key simple effects like turbulent displace and, you know, yeah. It is difficult. I don't want to make it sound like, you know, there's people who, like, it's hard for me because obviously this stuff is a lot of it is pretty second nature to me now, but I've been doing this for over a decade, right? It is hard and it does take time, but it's just, yeah, I think it's just one of those things you have to break it down into, rather than thinking of the big picture of the whole effect, you just got to think of one simple effect at a time. Like, okay, I just want to make it move across the screen. Okay, that works. Okay, now I want it to have a, you know, now I want it to scale up. Okay, that worked. Now I want there to be a little bit of texture to it. Okay, now I want some extra movement, and you just got to stack them. You just got to stack them like that. Thing is, I only use Premiere for so long that it feels weird using AE for that. Like, I'd come to AE for those intimidating fancy things I can't easily do in Premiere, you know? Yeah, I know what you mean, yeah. Honestly, I prefer After Effects. I think it's more intuitive than Premiere because I like the way that the keyframes are laid out more. And, actually, a lot of the things, if I go to After Effects, the sheer fact that After Effects has the track mat, the sheer effect that it's like After Effects is like, oh, okay, I want, you know, I want this canvas to use the alpha mat of Mike Ehrmantraut here, right? With one click of a button like that, boom, done, you know? And then, oh, I want this on top of it. Oh, okay, I just have to turn it back on, use the overlay, boom, done, right? There are things in After Effects that it's like, once you know it, it's just quicker, easier, fewer layers, much more intuitive to actually do, and the biggest hassle is the fact that you actually have to open After Effects in order to do it. How'd you make Mike look like that? I just drew him. Yeah, I just drew him. I think I have the... Yeah, let me open up the... That's one thing about my newest videos, is I lean on my editing more, because I decided I know I'm a better editor than I am an artist, but still a little melancholy for the days where I used to draw every frame, but nah, bro, it took too much time. Yeah, I just drew him. There he is in all his glory. Hell yeah. Rude, to be honest. See, again, the same, And once you find elements you like, you can just use them again and no one will fucking notice. Like, I use this same 16mm coarse grain in, like, everything, bro.
I'm back, but I'll remain muted for a little bit.
Oh yeah, no worries, man.
For obvious reasons.
Oh, Joe too. Joe draws them. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just drawing is for me, drawing is something that it's only when it comes I can do it. Thank you. But yeah, no, it's just when it comes, you know. It's not something like editing. I can kind of force myself to sit down and edit. But drawing, it's like, it's when the juices flow. It's like, it can be really demotivating for me to draw. What's that there? Yeah, like, see, this was all... No, that's After Effects. Yeah, never mind. And yeah, for me, the sole fact that After Effects allows expressions is the main reason why I do it, because something I can do, like, again, that turbulent displace. I mean, I do have a preset done in Premiere for it now, but it's just the fact that I can do expressions in After Effects and be done with it. It's automated for me, whereas I have to manually animate some stuff in here. It's just frustrating. But I think that's the way I was presenting the Mal stuff. Oh, you mean like this?
I'm pretty sure we've downloaded the same Agressico a PNG file before.
Oh yeah?
Because I made a folder icon.
Yeah.
For Aggressive Retzico, because there was none of them. I couldn't find one.
Yeah.
So I made one and I used
Oh,
that.
yeah, I made this, dude, because the PNG is so low quality.
Yeah.
Where is it? Here. Yeah, this is just I had to make the. Yeah, I made it myself. Like, I just, like, using this pen tool, I fucking drew over it because it was, like, too much of a fucking like, it was just, like, so low quality. Like, here's the, yeah. Like, look at that. That's disgusting, you know? So I just made it, yeah. It's easy just to, like, make it again. Yeah. Oh, I mean, this shaves is just it's just a screenshot. And then I just, masked it. And, the fact that I've got the drop shadow is on an adjustment layer, which means that I don't have to, like... Because if I put the drop shadow on... Oh, wait, no, never mind. Yeah, no, it still works that way, never mind. If I did it in Premiere, if I put the drop shadow on and then the crop, it would be wonky, but After Effects is a nice program. Alright, I think that's it for this project. And even just like this, I think I did this in After Effects too, just because it's like... It's just cleaner to do. Oh, this I did in Premiere. Actually, generally, if I do shitposty stuff, I do it in Premiere because it looks funnier. Yeah. I love the time my shitposty stuff is done in Premiere. Where is it? There's a part where I think it's, yeah, here. Like, if it wants to load. Yeah, like I did this in Premiere. Cause it's just, I don't know, it's funnier. It's funny to mess around in Premiere and see what kind of goofy effects you can come up with. But again, it's all just stacking simple effects. So this bit was just, what is it? Oh, it's obviously just a zoom in and rotation, and then the echo effect. And then sharpen, but I just went overboard with it, you know? Alright. And that's the way the cookie crumbles. So I think that's everything for this video. So, like, what?
I just want to mention, Shape said, I gotta be doing something wrong with AE because few times I've used it, it hasn't been easy. A big thing about AE is that it's very, very different to, like, than Premiere.
Yeah.
and one of the hurdles is just getting over that, right?
Yeah.
To me, it was very alienating. It was very hard to use because if none of the things were named exactly the same, and none of the things were they were in the Premiere, and like because Adobe doesn't like consistency.
Yeah.
It's a very different program for different uses.
Yeah, and I know I'm a unique case because I learned After Effects before I learned how to use Premiere. And so I think that's how, like you mentioned before, Shabes, that like KYDB edits entirely in After Effects, which is crazy. It's fucking ridiculous. But that's probably because he learned in it, right? And so, like, whatever your foundation is, you bring that into the next program. So I know if I had started with Premiere and then moved to After Effects, it probably would have been a similar thing. But that's what I cut my teeth on it, so it seems intuitive to me. And so, yeah, I don't want to make it seem like it's because it's always annoying when people just say it's easy. You just gotta practice. It's like, oh yeah, mate, I get it. Yeah, I knew that. It's just how do I do it, right? So it is difficult, but I think, yeah, once you get around the UI and once you get around about how the timeline and everything is laid out, I think it'll start to click piece by piece. And yeah, and like Joe said, there isn't really a program like AE, and I mean that's the only reason why I still use Adobe, right? Because every other Adobe product has either a free or a more reasonably priced alternative. Like for Premiere, you can use DaVinci Resolve or even Final Cut, right? For Photoshop, there's a million things better than Photoshop, especially for like drawing, there's Clip Studio Paint and this kind of stuff. For Animate, there's Toon Boom. For Audition, there's other programs, like FL Studio or like, whole bunch of stuff, even Audacity, right? AE is the clincher because there is nothing that really is like AE. You can use like Resolve has some effects, but it's closer to the effects you can do in Premiere, right? So it's for more simple stuff. And you could use something like Nuke, but that's for like industry level particle simulations. And that uses nodes instead of layers, and I cannot wrap my head around nodes. That shit's crazy. And using Nuke for a YouTube video would be like using Avid for a YouTube video, it's just overkill.
Unlike someone.
Yeah.
No.
Also,
Just kidding.
no, I will not activate Windows. I'm not paying money for this shit.
I've used the same Windows code that I stole from my brother.
Yeah, I used to have an OEM.
Reiteration.
I used to have an OEM version of Windows, and I used that for ages. But yeah, this time around, I lost it when I moved to Japan, and now I'm just like, whatever. Yeah. So I think that's basically it for the Mal project. Still want to keep going for the stream. I'll maybe stream for another hour or so. I'll take requests if there's any particular video of mine that you want to know how I did a particular effect. I'll start with you, Gil. Get the ball rolling. Is there anything you want me to break down from a previous video? I have all of my videos on this hard drive here in the database hard drive. Zoom in for people can see them.
Well, that was a while ago, so you might have gone over in the last stream, but did you ever go back around your, well, you could even do the more recent example. Maybe go over your AMV, play AMVs.
My AMVs? Oh yeah, that'd be good. I don't think
Like the
I've got-
Nagato and the Azumanga Daio.
How make voice funny.
How make voice funny.
Oh, I don't know, you just do it.
James just naturally got at comedy, so it's like, it's not really like he can teach
So
you.
here's what
He's
you
more
do.
of a doer than a teacher for
Don't talk
God
to
comedy.
Don't talk to another human being until you're 13 years old. Only watch Western animation religiously until you've absorbed every single line that you can quote them from memory. And then when you finally start talking to people, only talk to them in the quotes from those pieces of Western animation, and that's how you have a funny, you can do funny voices.
True.
Oh, but yeah, the AMVs could be good. I think I could go over the Haruhi one. I haven't gone over at least. I went over the Nagato one. Where is that? You can see how terribly I name shit. Should just be Haruhi, right? Haruhi. There we go.
subscribe to Jaden's Patreon so you can listen to the Endless 8 podcast.
Hell yeah, dude. Oh, classic After Effects.
Yeah. Earlier when you said After Effects is a nice program, I'm like, sometimes.
And it still opens. Fucking hell. So what's this? Oh, this is just a thumbnail. Oh yeah, I'm crazy. I make my thumbnails in After Effects.
Oh yeah, I still think you're schizo for that. Yeah.
It's more intuitive to me.
When I found that out, I was like, what do you mean?
Yeah, I make
This
all my
man
thumbnails in After
composes.
Effects.
This man composes images in a video.
Well, because I know how to do all the effects I want to do for the shit in After Effects. It's just quicker than learning how to do it in Photoshop.
Yeah, that's fair. It's just funny.
Yeah.
It's like something like with a kid.
Well, and often too, because I'm already using elements I've made in After Effects, so it would be more of a hassle to send those to Photoshop. You know what I mean? Especially if I want to make some changes. It's just quicker for me.
Fair enough.
This is funny though, because this is a case where I did everything in After Effects. I didn't open Premiere once for this project.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I'll turn off Amelia because we want to listen to Someday in the Rain. There's gonna be so many points of the stream where I just say, when I go back, people will go back to the VOD and be like, I'll turn off Amelia.
Yeah. The voice inside your head.
Yeah. See, so this is all the different compositions, and the track is just yeah. I did all
You're also a schizo editor, to be fair though.
Yeah.
Man, shit that Joe does? Like, what the fuck?
Hell yeah. Yeah, this is something I do. I recommend you do this too if you're making an AMV.
Oh, yeah.
If you're making an AMV, or you can do it in Premiere or After Effects, but if you're editing anything to music, what I recommend doing is, you can see here, lay down the track, and as you're listening to it, put markers on the beat. So I think in After Effects, is it M? No, it's not. I forget what the thing is in After Effects. You're most likely going to be doing it in Premiere. In Premiere, it's M, so I'll quickly show you what I mean. Let me grab a piece of music. Yeah, let's use this one. Alright, so you throw it down. And so the shortcut in Premiere is M, so make sure the clip is highlighted. And as you're listening to it, just go like... Alright, I muted the shit, right, didn't I? Yeah, so just be like... Like that, right? And you put these markers down, and they don't have to be exactly precise, you know. Depends how good your rhythm is. But that way, when you hold shift, you can snap to them, and it makes cutting on the beat just a lot easier, you know. So like if you grab like a piece of footage here. No, let's use source media just so we can do different stuff. So like if you wanted to, just grabbing random examples here, just so I can show you what I mean. And see, like, see, it's just snapping to them, nice and easy. So if you about to make the world's best AMV live on YouTube.
With Pokemon and Bleach.
Pokemon Bleach,
Yes.
Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. Like, sure. And obviously the timing's a little off, you know, but you see what I mean? It just makes laying down the foundations a lot easier if you put down the markers to the music. Yeah, so I highly recommend doing that. It helps a lot with timing. And so yeah, I did that here with this track. This stuff was fun. This is one of those big hole fills, but because you know, I had to fill 30 seconds. So my idea for the video came... Oh, what the fuck? Oh, because it's an old project. Maybe it's Is there a missing... Oh, no, because I turned this into the thumbnail. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, because I messed this up. It's an old project or anything, but like this one I had here, so just imagine that this looks like it does in the video. Teach us how you make those thumbnails. Oh, man. Yeah, that's a job for Steve. But what if, and stick with me here, you put in Foo Fighters footage in the TV screens in the anime that you use as best of your players?
That fucking AMV, dude, from like 2007. Jesus
Yeah, dude, that
Christ.
shit was amazing, yeah.
It is immaculate, but also horrible.
Hell yeah. But yeah, so this shot, how it actually looks, actually, I'll bring up
Best of you.
because it's fucked up here in the after. I mean, that project was 2 years ago, so it makes sense. That it would be fucked up. Where is it? Just down here, yeah. So this is how it looks in the actual project, right? Oh, whoop. So yeah, this is where the impetus for the entire AMV came from. I do remember I had to, yeah, I manually, and like, because I knew I was going to fuck it up, I didn't bother trying to match it, but I had to, like, I drew the frames of her blinking. I think I did that in Premiere. I think I did that in Photoshop. And, like, obviously it doesn't match, because you can tell it's quite, you know, sharper or whatnot, but I was going to blast it to shit anyway, so it didn't matter. I did that, and then the actual effect itself is basically the same effect I did for me in the most recent video with the Evangelion thing, where I just like luma matted the footage behind and I just had it rapid fire cut underneath. Except it goes by much quicker, and everything has chromatic aberration on it. So yeah, that's the impetus for the entire thing. It's a very similar looking thing here. Oh, it's not going to play because there's a lot going on. But it won't play back. But yeah, again, this is that exact same 16mm course. I'm telling you, man, find stock elements you like, find effects you like, and then just use them over and over and over again and stack them in interesting ways. It's got that, and like again, it makes it feel much less sterile. What's this do? Oh, that's just that's the overlay for that. This is just Yuki standing there, and yeah, I had just another shadow. That's some more grain over the screen. That's her shadow being projected onto it. But yeah, it's more the same, really. But what if he likes all the effects? Hell yeah, dude. Oh yeah, so this is what cuts underneath Yuki during the... I think I pre-rendered this out because it was taking too much time, but it's that same principle where I had a whole bunch of screenshots in a row. Actually, I think I did this in After Effects. Yeah, I did this in After Effects. And I'm sorry, I did this in Premiere. I cut this in Premiere, I think. And then I rendered it out and I put the chromatic aberrations on top of it. Oh, this shot was fun. So this shot is the exact same...
Yes!
This is the exact same picture of Yuki. And this shot comes from... I think I cut her out in Photoshop for this one, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Nagato! Or will it be Yuki? We'll find out. Oh no, that's the little bean Nagato I drew. Yeah, that's cool. So then maybe Yuki. Yeah, here we go. Oh yeah, see, I tried making some thumbnails in Premiere, but I just couldn't find one I liked. Where is she?
Batman be like.
Where's she? So yeah, I cut her. I cut her out in here, and the original
Good
one.
night, Joe.
Good night, Joe. So I cut her out from here, from this background, and because this was the original image I cut her from, I had to do some background replacement. It's not perfect down here, but like, you know, she was blocking it anyway. And then the other ones were all clean background plates. For example, this one was nice and clean. This one was nice and clean. And there was one more. But yeah, anyway. So then in After Effects, I just made sure that in this composition here, it's the same Yuki. I just changed the color and lighting on her to match the different days. I think those are just my keyframes. Yeah, so these are just toggle different hues and saturations. And colorizing hue, yeah. See, I'm just changing the hue a little bit, changing the saturation, changing everything. And then it's just overlaid with the footage. And again, I have some grain placed over the top of it. Oh, that one's missing. That's why. Yeah, okay. Yeah. But they're all just plates. And I think I zoom, and then it's just like some subtle parallax. So Yuki zooms up closer to the camera while the background zoom a little bit slower. It just adds a nice little... Oh, that's really loud. Just adds a nice little subtlety to it. You know? Ah, no worries. Thanks for coming by, Anolosio. How do I pronounce your name? Anoliso. Anoliso. I'm gonna call you Ted.
And also.
Yep.
I don't know. I think it's like analysis, but.
Yeah.
And also.
Yeah. Anal so. Sorry.
World's first analoripid.
Hell yeah. Oh, this one's good too. Yeah, so this is the little bean Yuki I drew. And then this is Texty Boys is what I called it. So I rendered that out too because it was fucked. But it's probably in here. Oh no, I must have done that in Premiere as well. Anyway, yeah, so I overlaid all those on top of each other. The Texty Boys thing. Which is just the footage, and I think I used either extract or that threshold effect again to make everything pure black or pure white. And then just like overlaid on top of each other with multiply. And then this part was the most simple, but I think it hit pretty hard. Just all the different languages of the words for August.
Hell yeah.
And then, yeah, this bit too. This is the longest section, and this was the last bit I did. I often end up having to do the beginning of the video last, because that's just the bit I have the least ideas for. So I'm glad I came up with this. You can see it's kind of stacked. I kind of rushed it a little bit, but it's just, you know, the footage plays out, and then on the beat goes to this this freeze frame. Oh yeah, I see. So how I did this is, yeah, so on the beat, when it freeze frames, the chromatic aberrations, you know, it just goes black and white. And then I have chromatic aberrations focused on the middle, curves to sharpen everything. Oh, that's the effect here. So this effect is really cool. CC composite. That's cool, but it's going to take too long to go over what it does. And then I had to just cut out Yuki from the original unaltered version of it. Just did a mask around her, simple mask, so that she stands out. And I just did that for every single one. I had it cut on the beat. So I just had to go through and find moments where she was sitting by herself alone and everyone else was doing stuff, which is not hard because that's the point of Endless 8. And I ended on this one where it's like Kyon actually looks at her because he's the only one who cares about her. It's sad. Oh, and then the text, the time code here. This took. I beat my head against the wall figuring out how to do this, and then the solution was actually pretty simple. So.
Yeah, I remember this is the part that I accidentally asked you how you did it, because I remember just being like, what the hell?
Yeah, I was beating my head against the wall for ages how to do this, because it was like, it was only going to have to, like, I was just going to have to, like, you know, manually keyframe it all, but thankfully it ended up being really simple. Well, relatively simple. I had to find the perfect way to do it. So, essentially, the nice thing about After Effects with text is that, so I've got an expression here that basically means, so first the effect, it means that this number here affects slider control, this slider control. This will be the number, like if I change this number, that'll be the number that is made, right? And this math.round, if you don't have that, it will do to the exact decimal place, which is not what you want. So you do this math round effect, and it just means it goes directly to integers, which is exactly what I wanted. I had to find a typeface that was, I had to find a monospaced font. Because if you just do, so what I mean by that, like, let's say if I changed the font, you see the numbers are moving because they're, it has regular spacing, right? Because, like, say, for example, a number like 1, or whatever, is going to take up less space than a number, say, like, you know, whatever. But in a monospace font, every single character has the exact same amount of space between them, which is what I want, so that a number can just very nicely go up. And it just so happened that this, I wanted a digital clock look anyway, so yeah, I was able to find that, which was nice. And then it was just an effect that I've done before, which is this CC block load, which just makes everything look kind of pixelated, you know? And I just mess around with that to make it look like that, you know, it was like a digital font. And then it's just a grid over the top of it, and this took some this was a bit finicky to try and get the grid to the exact numbers where they looked like pixels, and I had to do multiply, so that went over the top and everything like that. But
right,
yeah, eventually. So it actually looks really simple, right? But I spent the better part of 2 days trying to figure this out. Like, I was beating my head against the wall figuring out how I was going to do this. And that's what I mean by, like, when I was saying before about, like, how finding a bunch of relatively simple effects that stack on top of each other is almost always the correct answer. And using expressions like this expression is so simple. It's one line of very simple code, right? Obviously, there's more code going on underneath it. Like, if you were to hard code it yourself, it would take more lines of code because it's doing, like, the pick whip and everything like that, and the actual effects themselves. But it's one line of expression that solved all of my problems.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I just have regular keyframes here that control the speed of, you know, how that slider goes up, you know. So yeah, and then I just had it, overlaid over the top here. Oh yeah, I did it like this. I have 2 of them. Depending on the scene, I have 2 of them. So I have one that's white for scenes where it's darker. So that'll be,
Yeah.
yeah, this one. Oh, no, wait, it's just invert. Yeah, so I have an invert. And it inverts for when it goes too bright and it's black. And then this bit, because it's a mixture of black and white, I have this one over the top where the screen mode is different, so that it will, because if I just go normal, you can see, well, you can see if you just go normal, there's like the edges of the grid and everything like that. But let's say I go screen, well, it looks good for the parts that are black, but not for white. And if I do parts that multiply, it's good for the, you know, it doesn't really work. But if you do difference, it will make it the opposite luminance value of what's underneath it, which is, you know, what I needed. So it's at least kind of readable. What are you going to say, Gil?
Now, Sour said, I resonate with that time code part real hard.
Oh, yeah. With the editing side of it, or just the actual time code, the years going? You've lived through 15,300 and what's the final number? 15,529 cycles, 32 cycles.
I think he means the latter, but
Hell
I won't assume.
Right. So yeah, that's that. It's a good little AMV. Should do more AMVs, but I need to have like I like doing AMVs. And I can put them together actually pretty quickly. Comparative to my main videos. But the problem is I need that impetus. Right? Like for this one, I had the very vivid image in my head of this shot of Nagato. Well, the actual the actual shot of Nagato. This, right? I had this very vivid shot in my head, set to Someday in the Rain, right? And then I just figured everything else out from that. So I need that original impetus to get it all figured out. Yeah, which is hard to come by, honestly. But yeah, that was the AMV. Pretty easy. Not easy. But it was a fun one. Should do more of it. And I like it too. It loops perfectly, which was a little difficult to set up, but managed to make it do it.
Yeah, I was watching that for 10 hours straight.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. Okay. Any other projects people want me to go over? Old projects, new projects? Open up to the comments. To the 6 people watching.
Do you have your files for the Corone animation?
I do have the files for the Corone animation. Where is it? Here we go, animations. Canvas, so that's easy enough to... I didn't even end up using it, yeah. Again, I made the thumbnail in After Effects because I'm a madman.
Sigma grind set.
No, I do need it. Alright, project. Let's just do... There we go. My Chill-chan? Oh yeah, I'll do Chill-chan after this. That was my last old school TheCynicClinic style video, so... Yeah, so...
It's Christmas, like, or December 2020, right?
Yes, it was. Yeah, because I had... that was around the time I started watching Corone.
Yeah, it's the year you fell into VTubers.
Yeah. They helped me get out of my insomnia and depression, so... It was nice to come home after work. So yeah, this one I think I edited this one in Premiere. I wasn't a madman like last time. But let me get that up. Yeah, hell yeah, dude. Yeah, sure. Caught on there _1. See, well, mainly because, so I think actually video editing in After Effects, you can do it. It's just not the best, but especially if you've only got a short, like I could have done this in After Effects because there's only like 5 shots, right? For like 5 or 6 shots, but doing the sound edit, and I knew that for this one the sound would have to sell it. I was like,
yeah,
I did not want to do that in fucking After Effects.
Yeah, it's way worse at sound.
So again, this was a last minute thing. I felt like I needed something to open it, and I hate drawing. I'm pretty good at drawing people, I think. I suck at drawing locations. I'm just not that good with
it gives me a lot of like, did you cut out vibes?
Yeah, well that's what I was thinking too. I was like, okay, if I go simple enough, it'll work, and it's only there for like 2 seconds to establish it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I should open animate as well. So yeah, I animated this in Adobe Animate. Let me close. No.
A new Flash.
Yeah, the new Flash. Yep. Oh yeah, most people don't see it because it's too quick, but that's what Corone looks like before the soap hits her. So yeah, there's really only three animations in this. 3 pieces of character animations. There's the main one. She said, I think there used to be audio here, but I didn't. Yeah, shampoo. And she gets less spooked. And this is something I do a lot. When I animate, I like to do a lot of things where like So this is really 2 main drawings. It's this and this, you know. But obviously, and then the face moving. But I'll just do like little subtle things, like how I'll skew it a little bit. But I also had the hand, the hair, and the body are on different layers, and like they move ever so slightly independently of each other. And in particular for the hair, you know, I have like I do a little more, so if we just focus on, I'll turn the hair off for a second. If you look at her hand, it moves ever so slightly, you know, just to give it a little bit extra. And then also hair, I think, is a really good way to sell animation, like having, like, because, you know, the ears go up and then it like kind of settles into place, you know. Even though really there's only 2 main drawings, it's like just adding those little skews and those little pieces like kind of adds a little bit more to it. That's the main one, and then there is this one. And I just have her head, the head turning around, which I should have done more frames for this. It's very slow in the actual piece, but that's fine. Because I had to end up slowing it down, but it also kind of worked. And then her screaming, which is just these 3 loopable frames. And
those are good frames.
And then yeah, just this falling on her, it's the same thing. It's really simple, and it's just a skew. So we actually didn't do that much animation for it, and then again I spruced it up in After Effects, you know. I rendered it all out. So the opening shot. Oh yeah, I think I drew this in Photoshop in the end, but anyway. This is the main shampoo aisle. So as you can see, I've put the canvas on top. And supermarket background, and I've done the what's that? Oh yeah, the wiggle effect. And I think I also put some, yeah, I put some slight skew on her, but I'm trying to figure out where that was. Anyway, yes, so I made her sway ever so slightly.
Yeah.
And then the reveal of it's just a piece of soap. That's, I think this is literally just a picture of soap. I just got off the internet. And here's a close up of the soap. Yeah, it's just a picture of soap. Yeah, I got off the internet. I thought it was funny. It's just a picture.
Soap.
Soap.
Shampoo.
And then yeah, the zoom in of her. So I had that, and the face turnaround was a different shot, I believe. Yeah, face the music. Yeah, see, in the actual thing, it's quite slow. But I think the main reason it works is because I put a... Where did I put it? Oh, in here, right. Yeah, I put this skew, which, you know, does this, right? Which goes crazy. But I just put a wiggle on it.
Classic.
Which for this, I made it really fast here, so it's like, you know, she's shivering, you know. But then I think in the main comp here, yeah, I did, yeah. In the main comp, I had it on, and it was much slower.
Wiggle's so powerful, bro.
Yeah, wiggle is, dude. Yeah, it's a much slower, more subtle wiggle, so it's just like she's kind of swaying, you know. And like this looks kind of bad, but that's why, like, in the actual composition, when I throw the when I put everything on top of each other, you know, the wiggle helps hide it. The like text, not the text, the line art wiggle. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And then where's the ending? End screen.
Hell yeah.
Just falls on her. That's what I did. And then yeah, it's just these different the sound effects. I was like, that'll help sell it a lot.
Oh, big time, yeah.
Yeah. Shampoo.
Big time rush.
Big time rush. Hell yeah, dude. And I felt the most important thing was to have Sakana Tengoku. And then I think I just put a I just put a low pass.
Soap.
Mm.
Soap.
To make
it sound like it's muffled, yeah.
Muffled, yeah.
Soap.
Yeah. And that's that. Cool. Oh, they do, man. I was looking at that's how I rewatched the People Don't Know How to Talk About Animation video the other night. And I was like, oh man, some of the sound effects hit. And I was like, man, I used some in the last video too, but I need to use more sound effects just in general. They can help carry things a lot. Alright, Chiu-chan next, I think. The last hurrah. The classic TheCynicClinic. Chiu-chan. Don't sabi. Oh, yeah, I named the file Chiu-chan. No. Oh, 5 files are missing. Okay. Holy shit. Holy
no.
shit. Oh, it's probably just canvas, yeah. Yeah, there we go, cool. Oh, that doesn't matter, yeah. Yeah, OG TheCynicClinic where I drew everything. Or a lot more elements. Little bean man. Is there a shot specifically in Chio-chan you want to know about, Sawa? Oh, that one was pretty cool. Yeah, I remember that actually. Let's go. What one was that called? I can just find out in here. Geothama main 2 classic Jaden file name structure. Yeah, so there must be a Geothama main 1, right? Oh yeah, this is the one where it fully wipes on. Yep, sick. Alright, going full will destroy my computer. But this shot was fun. So, I think this was before I had... Oh no, I think I had autofill at this stage. Maybe I didn't. Let's find out. No, that's not it. Show me something cool. Oh, thanks for narrowing it down. Oh yeah, this is before I had autofill, so I did this effect through chokers. Yeah, I remember now. Yeah, I had these. I have two chokers here. One goes really quickly to get to this stage because it reaches a point where like chokers just stop working. And I just I just keyframe for the choker. I remember that now. That's fucking insane. Why did I do that? Yeah, then that's just almost all of the old school TheCynicClinic stuff was the same in regards to it's like you got the canvas on top of everything and like a turbulent displace layer. You've got a stroke effect. This is the manga panel kind of drawing on. And it has the roughened edges over the top because if you don't have the roughened edges, it's just a simple black line, especially if you don't have the turbulence as well. And then Chiosuke here.
Chiosuke
also has the roughened edges to give the like
Bloody butterfly.
And then this yeah, it's just the same shot from the anime. From the anime adaptation. And I think that's just the, yeah, it's just my regular, this is another asset I use all the time. I think I made this one, yeah. But it's just a brush wipe on effect. I stacked them here because it looked cooler for the, generally I just do one layer, but I stacked them here at different levels of opacity because I think it looked cooler for the wipe on. And it was a pain in the ass to get them to match. Because obviously, this is like the thing of like, you know, obviously when they make these panels, when they make it in the anime adaptation, I think people have this idea that people like fucking like animators trace the shit. And it's like, no, dog, they don't. They use it as a reference. And so, you know, like if you look at these two, they don't match up perfectly, right? So I had to try and get them as close as I could, and the wipes kind of hide it, and that's why I have all the textures over the top, because it's always a good idea to texturize stuff like that because of that reason exactly, so that it can, you know, hide those imperfections.
Well, one is also, you know, for an anime 16:9 composition.
Yeah. And
the other is for a panel.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
And like, My Hero Academia fans do not understand shit.
Yeah. But yeah, that's probably the coolest
one for
shot.
one, bro. It's like, what?
It's probably the coolest shot in the Chio-chan video.
Yeah, I really like that one. Yeah.
Yeah. What else is in the Chio-chan video? Oh, so
Novid video.
on my old on my old computer, which I still have, but it's a gaming laptop that just like I had it when I was in Japan, and it pulled its weight definitely, but when it came time to rendering, especially the kind of text heavy stuff I'm trying to do, it got a little silly. So what I would often do when it was time to render, because it would take so long, I would render out the entire project as a MOV, as like basically lossless, right? And then when I watched it over, if I noticed that anything was wrong, so say like here, like there might have been a text thing, like a spelling mistake, or you know, like a black frame, or you know, like in this instance, I think I sped it up a little bit, you know, whatever it may have been, there might have been something wrong, you know, along the lines. Then I could just re-import this lossless file, only make changes to the parts that needed changing, and then I could render that out again. And that way, I wouldn't have to spend another, like... Because sometimes it would take, like, 4 hours to render, right? And so doing it that way meant that it's a little bit cowboy-y, you know, it's a little bit clunky and whatnot, but that meant that I wouldn't have to spend another 4 hours of rendering something out at 3 in the morning just because I noticed a spelling mistake.
Yeah.
On my current PC, I haven't had that problem, which is nice. Like actually having proper equipment, but yeah, that's how I used to do it. What else is there?
Oh, hey, my drum.
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, from the desk of Miyazaki Hayao.
Process can result in cases where the anime designs differ significantly from the source.
What else is cool? Yeah, so a lot of older style stuff I would just use like production images, and like I like to compare the two here, you know, manga panels and the adaptation, like storyboards. Yeah. Nyampasu, little bitch Sasuke. Hell yeah, dude. I think there's one more that's pretty cool.
A reference that no one got.
Yeah. That's all my references, dude. Like, maybe one person gets it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. This one's pretty cool. I think this is just subtle parallaxing there. Chio-chan linked comp. That's helpful. Here we go. Yeah, so this is just, yeah, so I just cut them out. Added slight zoom up on them, you know, added subtle parallax. And then I think this has a, yeah, there we go. So you can see I use a lot of pre-comps, have them wipe on individually, the same wipe brush effect. And then this one, yeah, this one just has a simple scale up. And I think that one does too. And then I also have this optics compensation, that same effect for to make the TV, where it just kind of distorts the image ever so slightly. Because it's already got this kind of fisheye lens look, so I thought it was very useful. Yeah. And it all comes together in this one here. And then just manga panels next to each other, yeah. I miss the old clinic. the whatever the rest of the lyrics are.
Straight from the Go Clinic.
There you go. All right, cool. So yeah, that's Yuchan, and a lot of old TheCynicClinic was just like this kind of building off the same framework. On the one hand, I switched up my style a little bit to its current iteration. Like I still obviously maintain moments like this, you know, but they're more just one of the same. One of the reasons was because I was starting to film myself, record myself, which was just easier and nicer to be able to cut to live footage of myself. If doing it this style, I ran into so many moments where I just had nothing. I had no footage, no B-roll, no projects, nothing, right? And at least now with my current style, if I have nothing, I can at least make the concession of, oh, just have me talking there, right?
Dude, yeah, camera footage is really useful.
Yeah, it's just like, and because you need something. You can't just have a black screen or just a still image or whatever. But like just having somebody talking, yeah. Yeah. But the other thing too is I mean, I had a tied. There you go. Can't believe it took him this long to go for it. I can't believe, you know, it took me this, sorry, I just got distracted, my dog's barking. Even this is kind of like a hybrid-ish aesthetic, but like it meant I had a tied, generalized aesthetic, definitely, right? And something recognizable, sort of brand and whatnot, but doing it like this meant that I sometimes felt chained. That it's like, oh, it has to look like this, right? Which kind of limits what I can and can't do. And like, you know, when I eventually started I just started making small concessions. Like, okay, I can use B-roll from the show itself. And then it was like, oh, okay, I can use the manga panels and edit it to make it look like this, and I don't have to always be drawn. And I could sometimes do cool shitposty stuff or whatever. But yeah, no, eventually it was just like, no, I'm gonna record myself. Took it as an opportunity to kind of revise the branding a little bit. Also because I went away
style.
Yeah, and also because I kind of went away from just doing. I used to just do reviews or analysis, only reviews or analysis of a single work, and like in a traditional kind of like talking about the stories, visual structure, whatever. And now I tend to talk about general trends in anime, or if I talk about a specific work, it's how it relates to something, right? Like the Patreon, well, the old school Patreon series, but you know, like a very specific pointed thing that has a lot more to say about the broader implications of anime as a whole. Is there a wiggle effect
in Premiere?
No, you can. I've cowboyed one. I can show you how to. I'll show you how my preset works. You can make a. So what you can do, right? What you can do, and this is how I do it. Is, let's say you grab a picture of what's this? No, it's too small. Let's do, what's this? Yeah, that works. Okay, it's picture of Ikitosen, right? So let's say you have this picture of Ikitosen. You can get, well, it depends on what you want to do, right? Wiggle is nice because you can put it on literally anything. You can put it on position, scale, rotation, etc. You know, you can do all that.
It's God mode, yeah.
It's God mode, yeah. It's really good. But what you can do is you can make a preset. It takes a bit of time. So let's say you wanted to do position. Well, you're just gonna have to, unfortunately, I always do toggle hold, because that's just easier. I like to do things on 2s anyway. And then just move it 1 frame over. 1 frame over. 59. No, that's too much. you know, so it's moving ever. You basically do that, and you do it a fair amount to give it a bit of variance, you know. And then you can just, once you've gotten it somewhere you're happy with, you can like copy and paste it a bunch of times. This will look a little mechanical, but so let's say you have that, right? And then you can just save this preset as position wiggle. Right. And then you come along and you throw another one down, and you go to your presets. Position wiggle. It will reset the scale, but yeah, it's fine. You can just scale it back up. And now you've got it. That's the way I found it to do it. If I can't be, if I'm like, oh, I don't want to go into After Effects, which is rare. I usually just go into After Effects. But if I do want to keep it in Premiere, you just do it that way. It's a little tedious, but like once you've done it once, you can then at least save the preset and then, you know, go about your day. The shit thing about doing it this way though is that, let's say, oh no, actually I don't want it directly in the center, I want to move it here. Well, you've only moved it for that one keyframe.
Yeah.
You know, so you can add another transform property. Like here, distort, you can add another transform property on top of it. But then you won't be able to, you have to move them like this, right? You have to move it using the, the data numbers, because this is technically another one on top of it, which can get, like, annoying. So I might add... Pardon?
Can you nest it?
Oh, you could nest it too, yeah. Yeah, that's another way to do it, yeah. Actually, good point, yeah. And you could just, yeah, you could nest it. And now that it's nested, then you can move it, and it's
yeah,
all
you
good.
can change it with that position.
Yeah.
The nested
Yeah.
sequences.
Actually, yeah, nesting is probably then the way to go, yeah, but, and the best way to nest is to do it, like this. So you've got your image, you just, right-click on it, and new sequence from clip. And so then it makes it exactly the exact same dimensions as what you want. And you can just drag it in. So now I'll put the wiggle effect on it. Go back up to
They need to make that video Copilot fucking plug in for
yeah.
Premiere on God.
So you do it that way, yeah. It's not great, yeah. You need to get wiggle, dude, for yeah. Honestly,
Yeah, we need a wiggle.
if there was wiggle in Premiere, there'd be so much shit I would just do in Premiere.
No, for real. There would be so much less usage for After
Yeah.
Effects
If
on like the kind of like small scale stuff.
it's
you know?
like wiggle and time. If both of those were in Premiere, I wouldn't really have a need for After Effects for like 80% of the stuff that I do use After Effects for. Because time is another big one. Time is so good. To show you how powerful time is, let's just see if you make a circle. No, a circle. Like this.
Japan.
Oh yeah, it is, isn't it? Align. It's the circle. Now it's Japan. Oh, actually, no, it needs to be like that anyway. For you to be able to see it, I'm stupid. Alright, so yeah, we have this, right? So if you wanted this to spin, you know, you could easily just set keyframe rotation and go to the end and spin it like that. and now it's spinning, right? But then it's really annoying because you have to manage all the keyframes. You know, if you wanted to change it, you have to find the end keyframe and change it. If you want to do more stuff with it, it's annoying. Or you can just do time and then asterisk, which will multiply it by whatever you put. And so if we did say 100, now it's just going to spin forever. And you go, no,
Yeah.
fuck it, I want it to go giga fast, so just do it 1,000. There you
It's
go.
a really easy way to like, if you want like to do turbulent displace.
Yes, turbulent displace is what I mainly use.
Or rough and edges or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
like just keyframe super quickly. Just boom, new time. You know.
Yep.
Boom.
Yep, and the other thing too is what it does is if you want to do some turbulent displace on something, but you don't want to, and you want it to be posterized, so you want it to be only, say, you know, the wiggle effect, the turbulent displace only does it every 3 frames. You can do it in After Effects. I mean, you can do it in Premiere, but then you have to use posterized time, which will mean the entire clip is only going at like 8 frames a second. Which, if you're doing it over, say, a YouTube video footage, that's not what you want to do. But if you do that in After Effects, it will only apply that posterized time effect to the turbulent displace, and the rest of the footage is unaffected. So yeah, dog, if they had like time and wiggle in Premiere, I'd be set. Man, that'd be so good.
Yeah, for real.
Alright, that's that. Alright, I need some coffee. I'm really starting to fade. And I think...
Me too.
Yeah, I think the rest of the videos, I mean, I could go over more of them, but it's gonna start to be more of the same. I think I covered most of it in the main video anyway. Yeah, I mean, if anyone has some last minute things they want me to go over really quickly, let me know, but I think I'm probably gonna end it in a couple minutes. If there is a video of mine you watched and you thought, how did he do that? I need to know how to do that. Now's your chance, because I'll tell you how I did that.
He will.
That's right.
That's right.
I'm crazy.
It's crazy.
Crazy. I'm a donkey on the edge. It's a quote from Shrek.
While we're here, I'll say, Sarah, welcome back to making videos.
Welcome back, Sal.
Gone for like 3 years. I don't know why. Did you stop watching anime for 3 years?
No answer. He's dead. He died again.
He's dead.
We'll download VOD and use it at a later point. He's dead.
He's dead.
Man, I made a lot of videos over the years. It's funny because like when I look at my when you look at the like my content feed, I mean compared to like actual YouTube, like well, I should say actual YouTubers, but you know compared to like YouTubers who do it like full time and like the big YouTubers who put out like videos like every day or even less, even something more manageable like you know once or twice a week, right? My output looks like nothing because it's like maybe once a month at best. But when I look at it like this, it's like no, that's a lot of projects, you know.
Yeah. A lot of drawings, a lot of
drawings, a lot of edits, a lot of footage.
a
Yeah.
lot of...
Like, this is my old work projects. And it's probably comparable in size, you know? Yeah, it's comparable. These, like, things I've done for work, you know? So it's pretty comparable, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jesse, there's a massive delay in YouTube streaming from us to there. That's why I was like, Jaden, you have to stream on Discord because there's no way how I would.
Yeah, you gotta be able to. Yeah, no, that's fair enough, man. Yeah.
Cause yeah, there would literally be no way for me to react to like the YouTube Could I just be reacting at the same time as they're reacting?
Yeah. Hell
Not
yeah.
as you do it, you know?
Yeah. Alright. Well, yeah, I think I might call it there then. Thanks for coming out, everybody. It was
God King.
fun. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And hit the bell notification. Because...
So true.
Yeah, no, legit though, like, the amount of people who told me last time, it was like, oh, the video did not come up in my feed. I found out about it through Twitter or Discord or, you know, whatever. Even though they're subbed and they've watched all my videos before subbed and they've had click the bell notification, it's like, man. Fucking wild.
Patron Jaden, give him money.
Oh no, you do not have to do that.
I'm shilling on his behalf, so you can't call
That's
him a
crazy.
fraud.
That's crazy. Don't even do that. Like, let's just look at my page right now just to see how bad it is, you know. You know, it's like, look at that. Patreon.com/CynicClinic. It's just, man.
Yeah, what was that again? What was that?
Patreon.com/CynicClinic. I really hope nobody goes there and gives me money to make these.
That'd be horrible.
That'd be just the worst experience. A notification, so it's gonna be like 15 people unpatroned, isn't it? No. Okay.
Damn, leave Blady. Unfake
Can't
fan.
believe it.
No, is that right?
You're roasting these people, yeah. You get if you go to my Patreon, you get exclusive access to the cutting room floor, which is me fucking up
Kind of like this earlier in this video.
earlier in this video. Yeah. So
But
if you want more of that
a
after
nice
every
edit to
video,
that.
yeah. Oh, also you get exclusive access to this podcast.
the podcast we recorded in 2020,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, in 2020. Let's have a look.
Attention gamers! What's better than this? Guys being
Can't react to it. I can't hear audio.
If Wonton gets wind of this, my arse is grass, and he's got a lawnmower. You dig?
Gentlemen, this is Democracy Manifest.
Welcome to Undramatic Irony.
Okay. There we go. We should do it again, man. Honestly. I'd say there's no reason we can't come back, because that... And the main reason I say that is just because that fucking intro is so good. But honestly, I reckon we could...
I am really proud of that intro.
Yeah. We could also come back. I could just put it up on Patreon, make it free for everyone to listen to, you know? Or even just put it up on YouTube, you know? Because it was... I think it was a fun podcast.
Yeah.
Everyone comments, put in a thumbs up next to a praying emoji if you want Undramatic Irony podcast to come back.
4 people being.
Yeah, but if we get 4, then that
Thumbs up
means
and pray.
that means we'll get 4 views and it'll be good. Because that's what I'm saying. No, I reckon we should bring it back because it was fun. Obviously, we have to work around schedules and whatnot. But I think it was a fun podcast. I enjoyed making it.
Yeah.
Stranger things have happened.
We could record a Yu Yu Hakusho podcast.
That's true when we finish it, yeah. Or when you finish it, I should say.
Yeah, you finish the rewatch.
Yeah.
I just wish there was a better way to like embed like podcasts are like really hard to like upload. They're way harder than they should be.
Yeah. It's like they're like a dominant, or like one of the most dominant forms of media online. And it's just like, it's really hard to do so. You know what I am saying?
True.
Oh shit. Fucking the Weeb crew. Fucking hell. Moomy, suck my nuts. Alright. I'm gonna call it there.
Ghost, but yeah, let's just say movie.
Yeah. Alright, everybody. Don't forget to not give money to patreon.com/TheCynicClinic.
That'd be horrible.
Be a waste of money. But yeah, thanks for coming. It was good fun. I am going to go down some coffee. And I will see everybody next time. So thanks for coming by. And never forget that we have forgotten.
Yeah, don't forget that.
Forget what?
Bye, everyone.
Alright. That's the end.
The end.